Hey guys, Sean T. Phillips here, now live on my channel. I pretty much got live around when I was trying to get live by at least like 11:30 or so, like no, not too much later than 11:30. So luckily enough, I got live when I wanted to. I just got back from the walk. It's a pain in the ass now walking though, because it's like really hot now at night. Like it was. Luckily enough, it's not gonna last like that, but it was really warm tonight. We had to like cut it like maybe like a little less than a mile short than normal because it was just like okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go through here, guys, and answer any questions. So feel free, guys, to ask anything that you guys would like. If you guys have any super chat questions, feel free to ask anything, or if you have any requests or want to promote, your channels or anything like that in there, feel free to as well. But we'll start going through here, and let's see. Someone said, "Are you safe?" Yeah, I've been doing well. Hopefully, all you guys have been doing good. Did you get the A24 director's cut of Midsummer? I have the UK edition of that, the director's cut, but I don't have the 4K one from A24. Yeah, like I signed up for the thing that would be like get alerts about that, but I didn't get any. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know if they ever restocked it or not. But I've been looking though. But no, I didn't get to get that one. Snakes on our plane is better. Someone said. Do you think guests will follow the rules when they go back to AMC theaters? I don't. I hope so. I mean, like they say, I think you're supposed to like, you can take the mask off to eat or something like that, but then you got to put it back on. But that's the one thing that the most risky place to me of out of all the places to go to, the movies, just because I feel like people are going to be like, okay, if you're laughing and coughing and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's like the worst for that. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $2 super chat. And he said, "Have you seen Girlfriend from Hell?" No, I'm gonna look up Girlfriend from Hell, but I've definitely never seen that one, at least as far as I know. Let me just look it up though. Girlfriend from Hell. Let me see when that's from. Girlfriend from Hell from 1980 89 with no, I've never seen that one. Dana Ashbrook, from Twin Peaks is in that, but no, I've never seen that. I definitely need to look at that one. It looks like something that Troma may have released? I'm not sure. But no, I've definitely never seen Girlfriend from Hell, Burke. And thanks so much, Burke, like I said, for the super chat donation. And I also see a $2 super chat from Mr. Button. Do you get royalties for the movie you're in? As of now, I've never done any projects where I would have like a royalty kind of thing for it. So it's basically I just get paid when I do it the first time around. There are some things coming up though, like one particular thing where there will probably be something like that. But no, as of now though, I've never done anything where it was like royalties and that kind of stuff. Let's see. Did you listen to Miley's new single? It has 80s vibes. You're like, no, I haven't heard the her new song. No. Have you seen the Pirates of the Caribbean 5? Yeah, I saw that one. I thought like I've liked most of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but they're not like my absolute favorites. They're not like ones I go back and watch a lot for some reason. Like when it comes to pirate movies, I think my favorite one is the movie Shipwrecked. For some reason, that's like I saw that as a kid in theaters. I remember absolutely loving that movie. So like when it comes to anything to do with pirates, like that's like the one that I always watch. I'm feeling sad. What should I do? I'd say just find like a good comedy or something like that to watch. Like that's usually what I do. Have you watched Crystal Lake Memories? Yeah, I saw that documentary a number of years back. I think I may have reviewed that one. What type of lucid dreams do you have? Um, Now I have a lot of weird dreams about spiders. Since I'm walking and I always keep walking into these spider webs and seeing these huge spiders. And the one night I saw a tarantula. I've had some weird dreams about spiders. Like so, those are some of the more recent, current ones that I have had. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. And like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chats. Really appreciate them. They're a huge help. So thanks again. And Burke said thoughts on Erie, Indiana. Erie, Indiana is actually like one of my top favorite shows growing up. That's like I watched that show. It only lasted for like a season or so, but I was obsessed with that. Like as a kid, like I absolutely loved that. And they did bring the show back though, and people hardly remember that. But there was like a different actor and a different cast. But they brought the show back, I think, to the Disney Channel, a number of years after it was done. I think it was like maybe like 5 years later or something like. I can't remember exactly how long after, but I remember not really liking when they brought it back because I love the original one so much. No, but Erie, Indiana, though, if you guys have never watched that show, that's like a really fun show. Have you ever seen or remember the Mr. Magoo, Leslie Nielsen? Yeah, I watched the Mr. Magoo movie. I remember someone said that that movie's like offensive now or something because Mr. Magoo is like acting so bumbling. You know what I mean, like a bumbling old fool. But I don't know. I remember kind of liking it. Sean dreams of PB2 and Dasani water. Well, I don't like Dasani water. I never liked Dasani because it has like salt in it. For some reason, I never really liked that one. Um, let's see, where was I now? Sean, still waiting for your favorite 2000 comedies video. No, that's not a bad idea. I need to do some of those. I hate though taking all the movies off the shelf because I get so OCD about putting them all back. So a lot of times when I do them now, I just have them like kind of off the shelf a little bit and then take them out and put them back in because I can't stand. It drives me crazy. Like I guess because I'm just so OCD and I get so nervous when I'm like, oh, I have a stack. I took all these movies off the shelf and I got to put them all back, and I always kind of like that. I watched Scoob on iTunes this week. Good movie. I realize I miss watching new movies, and I'll get more like Trolls World Tour. No, I know I do. I do miss like a lot of like the movies and all that kind of stuff for sure. Though, are you excited for Babysitter 2? We should be getting a trailer soon. Yeah, I really loved the first Babysitter. I only finally just watched it recently for the first time, and I really liked it. I don't think Samara Weaving is back though in the new one, so I don't know if she's going to do a cameo or what. But I definitely, can't wait to see it though, and I can't wait. Like I said, can't wait to see the trailer. And I see a $2 super chat here from Michael Entity. Thanks so much, Michael Entity, for the $2 super chat. And Michael said, "What is your favorite horror remake?" Horror remake that's like some of my favorites. I'm trying to think of like some of the top ones. I would say like one that I think is a top one that you don't hear about as much as you should is the Nightmare, the Night of Living Dead remake. I feel like that's a really good one. I always really love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. And then I love the what's another one that's really good? The Hills Have Eyes remake I thought was really good. The second one, I didn't love it very much when I first saw it, and then I watched it again a couple years back, and I liked it a lot more. Um, and then like some of the other ones, like another one that I always forget's a remake that was really good too was Willard with Crispin Glover. Like that's one you never hear anyone bring up, and I feel like a lot of people kind of forget that was a remake. But I think that one was actually almost better than the original to me. At least I thought it was a little bit more interesting. Um, let's see. I watched Tales of Arcadia, Wizards on Netflix. It was the last part in a three um, part series about fighting evil trolls and aliens. Are you still going to the gym? No, the gyms are closed in my area. I don't know when they're open again. At some point, I'm sure I'll go back again, but I don't know when they open. Even then, I might wait a little bit. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Have you seen Not of This Earth? Not of This Earth. That's another one, Burke, that I kind of feel like I feel like I might have heard the name. Let me see. Not of This Earth. That's it. Oh yeah, is that the Tracy Lords movie? Not of This Earth, 1988. Let me see. I think that might be the Tracy Lords movie, but I don't think I've seen it. Is that Tracy Lords or is that a different one? Not of This Earth. Jim Wynorski. No, yeah, Tracy Lords. I've seen the cover a million times. I've seen that artwork and everything, the poster image and everything, but I've never seen that movie. That's one I definitely need to watch. I always love Jim Wynorski's movies, though, because Chopping Mall is probably one of my favorites. And I see a $2 super chat from Michael Entity. What's your opinion on Sling Blade? I love Sling Blade. That's probably my favorite. Billy Bob Thornton movie of all time. Anything that he's done, he directed it as well. And a lot of people don't know about Sling Blade 2. It was based on this like a short film. There was like this short film that was like 30 minutes long. I think it was like called like They Call It a Sling Blade or something like that. It was like a short first, and I remember watching that afterwards. But when with Sling Blade 2, I feel like some of the acting in there is amazing. Some of those long monologues that his Billy Bob Thornton's character does, and the scene too is amazing with him talking to, um, you know, who's John Ritter. The scene with John Ritter, when John Ritter, when he's saying that that this the whole. I don't want to ruin things about the movie, but there's one scene of them when they're talking together at the door, which is amazing. But I absolutely love Sling Blade. That is like a great movie. Um, What was the last movie you watched? The last movie I watched. What was the last movie I watched? I think I watched the Metropolis from Full Moon. I got that one to review. I believe that was the last one I watched. Is that I think was that last night? Oh yeah, and I also watched. No, I watched a movie called One Night in Bangkok. That was the very last one. So I watched that one last night. I'll be talking about that one on Tuesday, but that was the last one that I watched. And I see a $2 super chat here from Rob K. Thanks so much, Rob K, for the $2 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. Really appreciate them so much. And he says, "Hey, Sean, love the videos. Keep up the great work." And like I said, thanks so much, Rob, and thanks so much for the support and everything. I really appreciate it. And Burke Jones gave a $2 super chat. Will you be going back to the thrift store? There's one thrift store. This is my favorite one, Valley thrift store one that I like to go to. That out of all of them, that's the best one because I feel like the Goodwills and stuff. I don't have as much luck, at least out here, because like they really check the prices and you never come across super rare stuff. At least the ones out here, at least in my area, you sometimes do at the Salvation Army, but I will at some point go though. When I drove by it like a couple weeks ago, and it was so busy and it was just like I didn't want to wait in this enormous line. And usually the movie section, if you guys remember from the videos, it's always so busy and so crammed up, and I don't know how they'll handle that in there. So I'm like kind of afraid of going because I know how crammed up it is in there. Because I went to a Walmart, like I think on Wednesday, and it was really busy. And when I was doing the checking out and everything, and I sort of had like a bit of like wearing the mask, a bit of like a panic. And I'm like, oh, you get kind of panicky, and when it's like too busy and I don't. That's why I'm afraid of going there. And I have so many things coming up too. I don't want to risk, like anything. So but I will, Burke, at some point go back to a thrift store. I really do miss going to them. So I will go back at some point though. Have you seen the movie The Faculty? Yes, I have seen The Faculty, and that one, if you guys didn't know, it's out of print, but it's coming out again on getting a new release on Blu-ray. A lot of the out of print Dimension releases are coming out again, like a lot of the Hellraiser movies. So a handful of them I saw are getting re-released. Hey Sean, in Family Video, there's a lot of good movies coming in this month. I can't wait till American Sasquatch is viable. Oh yeah, I haven't got to watch American Sasquatch yet, but that's a new one that I filmed some stuff for. I think talking about Bigfoot and stuff like that. But no, I haven't even got to see it yet. But I should have a copy soon. But yeah, that's cool. They have that to rent in there. I did not know that. I definitely, I think I'm going to try and go back to Family Video again when I go back to Texas. I go to back Texas again on this Thursday to shoot the Butcher's Bluff movie. So I'm going to try on Sunday. There's a lot of free time during the day because all the shoots during the night. So I'm going to try to shoot some during the day. And get some footage and go to probably Family Video, and I think there's one or two other video places I'm going to try to go to. It depends on how much time I have. And I see a $2 super chat here from Dylan List. What are your thoughts on Swap Meet Searcher now? Swap Meet Searcher is one of those kind of guys that like comes and goes from YouTube. And there's a lot of people that throughout the years of being on here that I've noticed is like some people kind of they're really active with YouTube and then they vanish all of a sudden and then they're totally gone and like delete all their videos, but then they come back again. Do you know what I mean? And Swap Meet Searcher is kind of like that guy who does that. He kind of is there, really into doing videos, has like a run of it for like a month and then vanishes. But I mean, I never had a problem with him. I only really saw him though in person one time, the one time on the video, but I never really got to see him other times. And I see a $5 super chat here from Tony Garrity. So it's Tony Geraghty. They gave a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Tony, for the $5 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, really appreciate the super chat so much. So thanks so much. They're a huge help. Hey, Sean, how long after you started weight loss did it take to lose the first 100 pounds? And how long did it take to get under 200 pounds? So I started when my original weight was 456 pounds. And I was able to start going, and I weighed that in June. And I was able to start getting to the gym when I got in under the 400-pound mark, and that was probably by I think like August, like late August, early September, around that time. So I ended up losing a lot of weight fast. So that was about when I got to that point. And I think like maybe about 5 years ago, about a year into the whole weight loss is when I think I got under 200 pounds. I believe like maybe a little over a year, something like that. But that was around how long it took. But I think since I had so much weight to lose, when like the heavier you are and the more weight you have to lose, the quicker it can come off at first. That's what at least what I found. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Mac and Me is better than ET. Now I'm kind of crazy when like Burke when it comes to like Mac and Me and ET. Like I think I find E.T. I mean, Mac and Me to be a more fun watch movie. Even though E.T. I think like production quality and everything is a better, bigger film. Mac and Me to me is a much more fun movie. It's like it's much more watchable, and I don't know. I love the cheesy music in it and everything. Are you gonna go for V for Vendetta Amazon gift set? Yeah, I saw that 4K set. Looks really cool though. I don't know if I will, but it definitely looks like a cool set. Are mainstream movies and TVs going to restart the production soon? Well, little by little, things are starting to shoot. Like one of the bigger things it's shooting right now is Big Brother. I know that's done like with the cameras in the house and stuff, but that's like and they're still shooting stuff like America's Got Talent. They're doing it without an audience, so they're doing it totally differently. No, but movies are little by little starting up. Not a lot of the bigger ones in Hollywood, but you're able to shoot. So like not everything is, and not everyone's doing it, but for the most part, things are shooting little by little. Any acting roles coming up? Yeah, I'm doing like I said, the Butcher's Bluff movie. Um, doing that next Thursday. I leave for that. And then September 5th, I think there's a movie when I'm playing like this really bad kind of character, like a really bad, terrible human being kind of guy, something really, really different. And then there's a movie that we just are working on now, getting everything booked, and the sound stage was booked for it. The name actor is booked. I can't say who it is yet, but it's someone I've talked about a lot, so I'm really excited. We're working on other people for it right now too, but it's a movie called Alien Vampire Busters, and that movie is going to be shooting. I think it's on the 19th of September is when that is. So I cannot wait for that. And Danny is going to come and vlog the whole thing and help shoot stuff for it, the behind the scenes and everything. But it should be really, really cool. And it's going to have like an Indiegogo thing too, basically exclusively for parts. If any of you guys are interested in acting in the movie, and some of the stuff you can shoot yourself to be in. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, there'll be a whole bunch more talking about that coming up. And I see a $5 super chat from Nick Roman, and they said, and thanks so much, Nick, for the $5 super chat donation. I have the Shout Factory Mighty Morphin Power Rangers set on DVD. Do you think we will ever get a Blu-ray set of the original Power Rangers? I know that would be, I don't know if we could because of what it was edited on. I think it was like edited on video, so I don't know if it could ever be any better quality. Like it could be released on Blu-ray, but it would probably be like maybe a little bit better than DVD quality, but not a whole lot. But they could put like a whole lot of them on the same disc, you know what I mean? Like so you could put like a whole season on one disc, something like that. So I don't know. I wouldn't doubt if someday we could get something like that, but I don't know for sure though. But it would be cool though if they did. I know they released though the first movie on Blu-ray though. Did they? I don't know if they did this. They might have done the second one as well. I think so from Shout Factory. And I see a $2 super chat here from Oblivious. Have a ranked list of your favorite horror movies. I've never done like a ranked list, Oblivious, but I've done like my videos like my top favorite 80s horror films, my top cult films, some of those kind of ones. If you want to like search on the channel, I've done some of those, but I've never done like a full list or anything like that. And I see a $2 super chat from Dylan List. Thanks so much, Dylan List, for the $2 super chat. And Dylan said, you should make a Letterboxd account. Yeah, everyone's always telling me about that. I really should. But the problem is like, I'm not great at like writing reviews. That's why I've never got into like doing written reviews. I've always done video reviews and that kind of stuff because I'm really terrible at writing that, and like anything like script wise and stuff. I can write like little scenes and stuff like that, but usually not like super intricate kind of stuff. I'm good with like coming up with story ideas of things, but not like writing the whole thing. Like me with writing a review, I don't think I'd be too great at it. And Tony Garrity gave a $2 super chat. Have you seen Flesh Eater or Near Dark? Yeah, Flesh Eater, I have a DVD of that one. I think I got it real cheap at like Fry's Electronics. But Near Dark, that was amazing. That one's out of print now, and I keep on hoping that they'll re-release that one, or like Shout Factory or Arrow Video would do like a real special edition of that one with a bunch of features and that kind of stuff. But I would love like that to get or like a 4K release or something like that, because that's such a great movie. And I always feel like Near Dark is kind of tied with Lost Boys as like the best vampire movie. The heat wave here in California is kicking my arse too. I hope you won't be affected by the power outage. Yeah, luckily enough, there hasn't been any in my area, but I hope not. That's always like the biggest fear, is like, because I get like so overly hot. You know what I mean? So like then we wouldn't have any air on or anything like that. Why is the reason again for you can't watch the Rugrats movie ever again? Well, I could probably watch it again, but it just reminds me of middle school. It's one of those movies that really reminds me of middle school, when I was having like a really bad time in school and having all sorts of issues with the kids and like bullies and all that kind of stuff. And I remember I got real mad that I didn't want to go to see that movie. I was in like a bad mood, and then I had to go to like therapy to talk about my problems afterwards, because I was having all kind of problems in middle school. Um, are you picking up the Arrow release of The Deeper You Dig? Yeah, I'll probably get that, or get a review copy of that one. That movie was amazing though. Like I talked about that in my video on Tuesday, but I love that movie so much. Tax Collector is coming to Blu-ray and 4K this October. Yeah, I saw the trailer. It looks interesting though. Do you like the movie Orange County? Yeah, that's a Jack Black movie you don't hear about much, but I always like that. Um, Mikey Fish Horror says, "See you in a couple weeks, man. I can't wait." Well, actually, Mikey, I'm actually going to be there on Thursday, so it's not even a week now. So I'll see you on Thursday if you're going to be there. I don't know if you're going to be there the same time or not, but yeah, I definitely hope to see you there. Have you seen Ad Astra? Yeah, I saw Ad Astra. I didn't absolutely love it though. I thought it was okay, but I didn't like love it. What is the biggest project you've been in? Probably the Sci-Fi Channel ones, the Ghostquake, also known as Haunted High and Ghost Shark, are probably some of the bigger ones, and as well as Dead Ant. And then I did one for Asylum in June. I haven't said what it was, but I did a new movie with Asylum, so that's cool. I have a pretty fun scene in there too. Um, what is the biggest? Let's see. Are you a fan of the TV show Big Brother UK? I saw some of the UK ones. I remember years back I watched some of them. Are you gonna pay $39.99 for Mulan on Disney Plus? I don't think so. I'll probably wait for the Blu-ray of that one down the line, because I'm sure we'll get a Blu-ray of that one. Let's see here. And I see a $5 super chat from Nick Roman. Thanks so much, Nick Roman, for the $5 super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats this evening. Really appreciate them so much. They're a huge help, so thanks again. Did you get the Godzilla Criterion Collection? Arrow is releasing the Gamera Collection this month, and I can't wait for it. No, I didn't get the Godzilla Criterion Collection. That's one of those ones I definitely would love to get. Same with the one from the Gamera Collection from Arrow Video. Hopefully, I'll be able to get that to review. We'll see, though, but I definitely hope so. But really a cool-looking set, though, both of them. How upset did MJ get when he was referred to as Magic Johnson? Was it an act or camera legit? I think that was all kind of fake. You know what I mean? Like a lot of that stuff was just kind of put on for the camera. Have you ever seen the movie Dangerous Ground with Ice Cube and Elizabeth Hurley? I don't think so. Shipwrecked is a Norwegian movie. Yeah, Shipwrecked was. You seen the thriller The Devil and All the Time? No, I've never seen that one. Are you gonna watch? Let's see. I always like I'm on the list correctly, and then I like lose the spot. Let's see. Where in the world was it now? I always get so lost. Bill Paxton. Do you see Vinegar Syndrome September? I watched Ice Cream Man for the first time. I loved it so much. Yeah, Ice Cream Man is a great movie. Both of them, Ice Cream Man and Mr. Ice Cream Man. Both of those I really like. Did you see Scream Factory November release? It's not good. Only 2 movies: Twins and Bride of Dracula. I am excited for Twins though. That's one I've been waiting for forever to come out. I love that movie. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Have you seen the 1988 movie Remote Control? Yeah, that's a great movie from the director who did the what was why am I blanking on his movies now? Just Before Dawn, Squirm, um, Remote. Let me just check all of his movies. Control. IMDb, because I want to make sure I list all of his. So it's Jeff Lieberman, who did Just Before Dawn. What was some of the other ones that he did? Squirm, what the Killer Worm movie, Satan's Little Helper, and he also did that series I Love You to Death with John Waters. Blue Sunshine is probably one of his most famous movies. But Remote Control is great. And if you guys don't know, you can get that movie on Blu-ray, and it's like sold from the director himself. Would you like to repeat grade school like Billy Madison for the greatest movie role ever of your choice? If it was like a movie, it would be kind of fun to do that. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. Sean, do you still miss all day Musicland store selling CDs? Yeah, Musicland was a great store. Did you see Vinegar Syndrome's September announcements? I did. I saw they were releasing Memorial Valley Massacre. That's like a great, like one of those amazing, so bad it's good movies. No, Samara Weaving isn't, but hopefully they're joking and she appears at the end. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if she does like a cameo, some kind of a small cameo or something like that. Do you think about Bill Paxton, The Vagrant, 1992 comedy horror, and Spirits? I've never seen Spirits, but Vagrant was pretty good. I remember seeing that one. Linda Mann's Past. Have you seen her and Dennis Hopper's Out of the Blue? I don't think I saw Out of the Blue. Have you seen The Greasy Strangler? If so, what did you think of it? Yeah, Greasy Strangler is amazing. That's like probably one of my favorite weird movies. I also like the director's other movie, An Evening with Beverly Loughlin, as well as the other one, Trop Cops. It was like a TV series that he did on Cartoon Network, like Tropical Cocktails. It was so strange. I don't think anyone saw it. David Payne gave a $2 super chat. Thanks so much, David Payne, for the $2 super chat. Go check out Small Town Monsters website documentaries. Yeah, I think I reviewed some of them. I believe they released some of those, David, on DVD and stuff like that. So I believe I've seen some of the Small Town Monsters documentaries on those ones. And I see a $3 super chat from Nick Roman. Scream Factory should do DC Eight-Legged Freaks. Yeah, the movie with Scarlett Johansson and David Arquette. That's a really fun movie. I haven't seen that movie or watched that movie in years. And I believe too. I always love movies, like I said, that have mall settings. In the past, I always talk about that, and I believe that one has some mall settings in it. I think. When is the last time you went to the movie theater? The last movie I saw at the theater was in March, and it was The Vagrant. I mean, no, not the when I say The Vagrant, it was The Hunt. The Hunt was the last one, and the last one that I planned on seeing was going to be Bloodshot, but then I didn't feel comfortable going because of everything that was happening, and then everything closed, so I didn't get to see it. But that was what my plan to see was the last one I wanted to see was Bloodshot, though. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Thoughts on the Nickelodeon show Roundhouse. Roundhouse, yeah, that was the show that everyone forgot about. That I feel like if that show didn't exist, all that would have never been existed. It was kind of like the precursor to All That. It was a sketch kind of show. It wasn't as good. The actors were not as, they were okay. There was some funny stuff in it, but it wasn't as like fleshed out of an idea as All That was. That came right afterwards. But Roundhouse, though, I did watch that a lot as a kid. Same with that other really weird show around that time called Wienerville. That was another really weird Nickelodeon show that you don't hear about at all. What are your thoughts on Dexter and Californication? I watched Dexter. I watched it up until the one character who was like his partner died. After that, I kind of like was tired of it because I really liked that actor and I was like really mad that he got killed off on the show. So then I kind of stopped watching it. What movies were you looking forward to this summer that got delayed? Like A Quiet Place, Black Widow, Spiral. All those ones were ones I was really looking forward to. I know Bill and Ted, though, luckily enough, is still going to come out on demand at the end of the month. I think the theaters there are starting to open in some areas, but out here there's like no date in sight as far as I can tell. But I'm definitely going to watch Bill and Ted, on demand. I honestly I cannot wait to see that. I really love these live streams. So thanks so much, Ryan. I really appreciate you coming on and watching. Do you think the big five will survive Scream 5? I mean, like the main stars of the other films, like Arquette and stuff like that. I think so. I can't imagine them killing them off because I feel like the new Scream is probably going to almost be like it's going to be a new one, but in a weird way too, and it almost be slightly a reboot. I kind of see them going in that kind of a direction with it. Tony Garrity gave a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Tony Garrity, for the $5 super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations. I really appreciate them. How many calories a day are you eating now to maintain your weight? It kind of all depends. Like if it's a day when I know I'm walking and I'm going to do a lot of walking, it can be like a little over 3,000, something like that. If I'm like doing my big walk, but generally like 2,500 is usually what I'm at. Maybe a little bit more. Kind of all depends. But I'm always kind of staying within that kind of range. But if I wasn't walking at all, I would never eat over 2,500. I always like stay in that kind of amount. But since I'm like when I'm doing a lot of walking because I do 10 miles and I do a lot of hills and all that kind of stuff, so then I eat a little bit more those days. Um, there is going to be a bunch of quarantine horror movies in the near future. No, I even shot something for one that has a couple of different ones. Um, Good Girl Lola was one that was dealt with a quarantine going on. The Dark Offerings, I did that one. I did a scene at the end of that one, and then Hacked has some kind of quarantine kind of stuff, sort of. But there's a lot of them. I saw there was one they were posting it. Tony Todd posted about that he did during quarantine. So there's going to be a lot of them. I think there's going to be a year from now. We're going to see so many releases, like direct to video kind of ones. I'll watch all of them, but I'm guaranteed there's going to be a lot of them. Hey, please respond. Have you ever been through a tornado? No, I've never been like through a tornado or anything like that. I think I saw like a small one like a before, but never like been through anything like that myself though, or like had one like right where I was or anything. Let's see. Hey Sean, how will you do another stream before the 26th? Because that's the day I start school again. No, I should do. I usually do them on Saturdays. I mean on Friday nights late and then Sunday. So I'll do one this Sunday as well. But I don't think I won't be doing one next weekend at all because I'm going to be away the entire time because I'm going to be in Texas, and I don't come back until late in the day on Monday. So I won't be able to do one then because I'm gonna be so petered out. I know because like especially when you're on the flight, I never sleep too well on the plane. I never fall asleep on the plane. So, but then when I get back though, I'll do catch back up and everything and do more and all that kind of stuff. And there should be some vlogs. There'll be like an on-set video that I'll shoot, and there should be some hopefully some video store ones. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Top three Ernest films. Probably the top one is I would say Ernest Goes to Camp is probably my favorite, and then Ernest Scared Stupid, and then Ernest Goes to Jail. Those are the ones that I watch the most. But I think Camp, because of like the music and the whole concept of that, and the camp setting, and that it feels like a real '80s movie. I feel like too, if you've never seen Ernest before, Ernest Goes to Camp is the one that's like its most standalone, good introduction to the character. Let's see. Um, let's see. Hey Sean, will you do you see Attack of the Crab Monsters? Attack of the Crab Monsters? No, I don't think I've seen that one. Did you see the new preview for the American Pie movie coming out in 2 months? I did. I mean, it looks okay. It doesn't look amazing, but I'll definitely watch it. It's for sure though. Like I mean, I watch all the American Pie ones. I saw like I think one of the American Pie ones is coming out on Blu-ray finally. That's never been released before. Like not the Naked Mile, the one afterwards that I kind of forgot about. And I see a $5 super chat from David Payne. Thanks so much, David, for the $5 super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chat donations. Really appreciate them so much. Did you buy the New York Ripper 4K, The House by the Cemetery, Maniac and Zombie? Awesome 4K releases. Also, check out Tim Pool and Timcast on YouTube. Oh, Tim Pool and Timcast on YouTube. No, I'll definitely check those out. But I do have Maniac on 4K and I have Zombie on 4K. I do not have the New York Ripper or House by the Cemetery. Hopefully I'll get those down the line though. But no, I don't have those ones though on 4K. But Zombie and Maniac though look great on 4K though. What cliche in horror movies do you dislike the most? What cliche? I don't know like what I like really dislike. I don't know if there's anything for sure that I really dislike because I mean some of them are such a big thing with it. Um, I don't know. I really can't say for sure. Like I really don't know. You should check out. Let's see. Have you impersonating Sling Blade is way too fun. Yeah, French fried potatoes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many great quotes in there. I don't reckon no one like you would go to Hades. What Which of these films need a sequel? Drillbit Taylor, Better Watch Out, or Ice Cream Man? Um, Better Watch Out, I know, was really set up for a sequel. Ice Cream Man, though, they were trying a couple years ago to make one, but then they did like a funding for it, but it didn't raise the goal. I was really hoping that they would have done it and it would have got the goal because I would love to have seen, um, that. Will you be going back to Salvation Army or retail thrift stores again? I talked about that earlier, Alex, but I hopefully at some point I will. Hey Sean, are you having problems getting notifications from YouTube in your emails? I don't have a lot of notifications turned on. Let me see if I have any emails recently from YouTube. I never really check that as often. But no, I don't really see like a lot of YouTube notifications about like when someone's uploading something. That's the one thing I think the only way you get those for people you subscribe to is you click those bells. So when you hear people say make sure you turn on the bell notification. That's basically so like if somebody's uploading something, then you see it show up and that kind of stuff. But I don't think I get too many big notifications anymore from YouTube. I see like alerts though if someone comments on something like that kind of stuff. But I don't think I get any other major ones. Let's see. Let's see here, and I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. Thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $5 super chat donation. On Gilligan's Island, if they could make a radio out of a coconut, why couldn't they fix a hole in a boat? I know, like that. I think like that's the one thing with Gilligan's Island was, that they would have been able to find some kind of a way to get off of that island, and make some kind of a raft or something. But the thing is, if they did, they would never get off the island. Then there would be no show. So they kind of had to play dumb with some of that stuff, you know what I mean, and have Gilligan mess everything up. And every time they I don't know, I love that show. Gilligan's Island is one of those kind of things that you can watch again and again and again. And I love the cast in that too. I feel like out of all the a lot of sitcoms around that time, and any sitcom, I feel like Gilligan's Island has the absolute best cast. Like everybody in there is perfect. There's no throwaway characters or anything like that. Do you like playing board games? I used to. I used to love like Monopoly and like Monopoly Junior is the one I used to love as a kid. And I played like Shoots and Ladders some, Mousetrap, some of those ones. I haven't played a board game in a really long time. Hey Shawnee, let's see, Titanic 1997. I love Titanic 1997. I haven't watched it in forever though. Have you seen The House that Jack Built? Yeah, I think that too. If you guys have never seen that, I think it's on Amazon Prime, I believe, or one of those streaming services for free if you have one of any of those. But yeah, it's a very, very brutal, hard to watch movie, but it's a really, really good movie. And it's definitely one, if you guys were curious about watching something, that would be one I would recommend. Did you pre-order the Friday the 13th set in the Gamora collection from Arrow? I did pre-order the Friday the 13th set, so I definitely will have that one. But I didn't pre-order the Gamora one. And did you buy the Godzilla Criterion Collection? When I talked about that, I definitely would love to get that down the line, though, the Godzilla set. Let's see. David Payne gave a $2 super chat. Will we ever get a 4K release of Debbie Does Dallas? That's one that I'm hoping that Vinegar Syndrome will get the rights to. That's like out of all the adult films, that's probably one of the best ones. And when it comes to like if you're gonna actually watch adult movies, the '70s ones had the best, or actually movies, and then they just had like adult sex scenes. You know what I mean? Like the real '70s ones actually had like plots and if you look at Debbie Does Dallas, that was shot just like a real movie, like with a budget and decent actors and everything. They don't make movies like that anymore. It's not. There's no point. It's you'll never make the money back. So now adult films are just scenes. They're not like or like little like vignette scenes. And I see from Nick Roman they gave a $2 super chat. Will we get Indiana Jones collection on 4K? Yeah, they haven't done any Nick. They haven't done any new editions of Indiana Jones in years now. There haven't been any new like collection sets or anything like that. And I think that since we're seeing like Back to the Future coming to 4K in October, I 100% can guarantee we'll get at some point Indiana Jones collection. I don't know if they're going to wait for the next movie, which I know they're going to be doing soon. So maybe they're do it around that time. But it'd be interesting to see. But I totally wouldn't doubt it if we get one for sure. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $2 super chat. Thoughts on the 1950s show, The Honeymooners? Well, Burke, that's actually one of those shows which I've seen like a clip or two of, but I've never watched a full episode. I do not know how, but I've never seen it. I've just seen like little clips when it was like referencing things, but I've never seen it. So I definitely need to watch that again. I mean, yeah, definitely need to actually watch that show sometime. Have you seen the Happy Campus and the Trash Humpers? Trash Humpers, yeah, the Harmony Korine film. I have seen that, but I haven't seen Happy Campus. I've seen Happy Campers, but not Happy Campus. What's the worst horror movie you've ever seen? I always feel like it's the Prom Night remake. That was one that I really really hated. Do you remember the Disney Channel movie My Mom Date with a Vampire? My Mom Date with a Vampire. I've heard of that. I don't know if I ever watched that. There's one too, like switching parents or trading parents. That was one of those Disney Channel ones, or one of those ones I think they play on there a lot. I used to always remember liking a lot. Do you think Grown Ups 3 will happen? I don't think so because Cameron Boyce sadly died. I don't know if we'll get one or not. I wouldn't doubt it if, at some point, but I don't know if it may be done straight for Netflix though. Maybe. Um, I remember the DVD shopping video where you found Under Wraps. It was a feel-good video finding movies you always wanted to find. No, that was like I loved that thing, and that was one of those videos that was like a total off the cuff. Like I didn't plan even to make a video, but when I went in there and saw the stuff, I'm like, oh my god, there's all these things in here. So then I made like I just started filming in there because I was like seeing all this stuff. But that was like probably one of my favorite like times doing a movie hunting video because it was just like I was finding all this stuff and like it was like amazing. So I also love when I go with Danny and we discover video places like that. And if you notice too, like those are where I'm the most passionate and anywhere is when I find old school video stores, that kind of stuff. When I was in Family Video, I know it was like kind of panicky in Family Video because it was closing in 20 minutes and I wanted to film it and look at the same time. So whenever I go back, when I go back next week, if I get to go to one, I'm definitely going to try and like really look well and make another video and not be so like stressed about it. And I see a $2 super chat from Nick Roman. Thoughts on Spielberg's War of the Worlds? I love it. Yeah, I watched that one again recently. That's a great movie, and you can even see the sets of that. The whole when they go down the street with the crash plane and everything. That's all still set up in Universal Studios Hollywood. Like on the backlot tour, you go through that whole set. But no, yeah, Nick, I like that one. And I see Burke Jones gave me a $2 super chat. Thoughts on Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie? Yeah, I watched Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie as a kid. I used to watch, especially Bewitched. That was the one I watched the most of the two of them. But I used to watch that all the time as a little kid. I watched it like on Nick at Night and some of those other ones. But I have not watched it though in years. I mean, I don't think I even own those ones on DVD or anything, and I don't know why, because I used to watch them all the time. But I did really like those ones, Burke. But like I said, I haven't looked at them in years and years. Um, Ghost Ship and 13 Ghosts got released too. Yeah, Ghost Ship is coming out soon in the new edition, and 13 Ghosts, both of them got brand new editions with special features and stuff like that. Hellraiser is getting a new Blu-ray. Hellraiser? I don't know if Hellraiser is getting a new one or not. The Lizzie McGuire reboot is back on. That's good. I was hoping because I know there's a lot of to do with that because it was a little bit more adult than they wanted it to be. But it's like, well, Lizzie McGuire is like her character is in her 30s now. She's not going to be acting like she's like a teenager, or, you know what I mean, or like going into high school or late middle school. It's not this, you know what I mean. They have to adapt it a little bit. It'd be kind of strange if she was acting exactly the same way she did as a kid. That's what's kind of weird about the Punky Brewster show that's coming back is she's kind of acting like she did as a kid, as an adult. Just a little bit, like saying punky power and stuff. It just comes across a little strange. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know how that Punky Brewster show is gonna do. So you kind of got to go a little older acting a little bit. If you could bring back one, who would it be? John Ritter, John Candy, Phil Hartman, or Chris Farley? I mean, that's like a hard thing to say because honestly, every single one of them I'd love to bring back. Another one I'd like to add to that list is Brittany Murphy. Like Brittany Murphy is one of those deaths too that bothers me so much, like more than any other death because she was so young and there's like so much mystery behind her death. But I feel like I would probably say though, out of everyone, if I had to pick, like it was like I was forced to pick, I'd say John Candy. I would say. Let's see. I see a $5 super chat from Nick Roman. Been finding some great $3 to $5 Blu-rays at Big Lots. Lots of DreamWorks titles, Steelbooks, and 3D movies. Yeah, Nick, I need to go back to look at a Big Lots again. I haven't been to one in a while, and I have heard too, not relating to Big Lots, but I have heard that next Friday is apparently when they're supposed to, and I won't be able to do it, the video on it. I might look this weekend just for the hell of it, just to see if anything was put out. But from what I heard, next Friday the Dollar Trees are going to be having new movies out again, at least from what I've been hearing. But like I said, I might try and look like tomorrow or today, and then maybe Monday just to see. And maybe I'll look on Tuesday when I'm out, and if I see anything, maybe I'll make a video of it and put it up when I'm away or something. But I doubt it though. I doubt they'll be out. I'll look but I just want to like give you guys a heads up that from what I've been hearing, the Dollar Tree should start having new stuff out by next Friday. At least that's what I saw some posts online about. And I see a $2 super chat from Apex Wolf 23. Thanks for so much, Apex Wolf 23, for the $2 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. Appreciate them very much. Thoughts on the DC animated movies? Yeah, I've been watching a lot of them recently. I recently just watched Death. Is it Deathstroke? I think it is. I recently watched that one. I've watched a number of the Justice League ones. But I only started recently watching them in the last like 3 or 4 years as I've been doing some reviews of them. But I didn't see a lot of the earlier ones. But the ones that I've seen though have been really good, and I like too that a lot of them are going for more like R-rated, like crazy, gory, and like the Mortal Kombat one that they did. That's not a DC one, but that's a Warner Brothers animated one. But a lot of them are going more R-rated with their stuff, which I think is kind of cool because Marvel. I doubt we'll ever see like Disney Marvel ever do anything like that. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Have you seen John Ritter's show Hooperman? Yeah, I got like I think they came out as like burn on demand DVDs recently or something like that. And I remember I recently got some of them to watch, and they were a fun show. Like it was like a short lived show, but I liked it. It was like one of the because you always hear when you think of John Ritter with TV, you hear about Three's Company. You never really hear about other things. And the other show that he did to my Wife and Kids, I think it was called. I forget the name of it, but it was the one with Kelly Coco as his daughter. That was a fun show as well. And I think I don't know if he released all those on DVD or not, all the seasons that were released. But yeah, Hooperman was a cool show though. I found Dogma 2 disc at Goodwill for $2.99, worth $81. Yeah, and Dogma's coming out again, but I don't know if it's gonna have all the features. I believe. I think I saw that it's getting released again, like a 3-pack with Dogma, Chasing Amy, and Jen Silent Bob Strike Back, because all those ones were out of print. Did you get Flash Gordon on 4K? No, I haven't gotten that one. I should be getting copies of some of the new Arrow ones to review soon. Hopefully, I'm not sure when. It will be probably the next couple weeks, but I definitely can't wait to see that. I'm really glad that Arrow's been starting to release 4Ks. Dude, go to Small Town Monsters documentary, their website. They do awesome work. Have you seen Candyman? Yeah, I not the new one, but the original movies I love. I really like it. The first movie though is my favorite, and everything about that. If like when it comes to like a perfect movie, I feel like Candyman is definitely that. Thoughts on the new Clueless spinoff and show? Did you watch the old sitcom? Brand new Clueless spinoff? I didn't know about that. I love the original film, and I did see a couple episodes of that sitcom, the one that was like a couple years after the movie or a year or two after the movie. It was kind of like they were doing a lot of that back around that time. They did like a Bill and Ted live action show that was really short lived. It was kind of like the thing to do a lot of those. Um, Sort of like the YouTube called Nick Doug Express. He comes and goes. Nick Doug Express. Yeah, he comes and goes. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like that. That like kind of with YouTube that are there and then kind of disappear. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats this evening. Really appreciate them so much. Thoughts on Don Knotts? Yeah, Don Knotts is great. I think my favorite Don Knotts is The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. My favorite anything Don Knotts, and then probably Pleasantville. Some people I feel like forget that he's in that movie. He's like the TV repair guy. That's a great movie. That's another movie you don't hear about as much as you should. And I love that whole concept of like getting sucked into TV. And I feel like Pleasantville too would in a weird way be a good like double feature with the Truman Show. And I don't know, even though they're very different, I feel like they kind of have a similar kind of vibe. Dude, let's see. Did you get Scream Factory Blu-ray Frankenstein Monster from Hell? I did not get that one. Let's see. Can you see this? Yeah, I can see. I can see your post, random guy. Have you seen the Netflix movie, The Main Event? I think that one just got posted on there. I have not watched that yet. Dude, talk about that. Are you still like Jamie Kennedy Experiment TV show? I used to like that show. I have all the DVDs of it. That's one of those shows though that is so would never be ever to be made now. There's just so much stuff that is so questionable in that with the makeup and every. I mean, like I don't know. It's just like when you think about it at the time, even then, I'm like, how did that pass on TV? Some of what Jamie Kennedy was doing in that. Did you collect or toy Cabbage Patch Kids toys? I never got Cabbage Patch Kids. I don't. I think my mom might have had some, like maybe when I was like for like a little kid or like a baby or something like that. But I never had them. Hey Sean, how's it going? What are your top five underrated horror films? I don't know. Like I'm really terrible at like picking underrated horror movies, but I think like some that you don't hear about enough are like Ravenous is a great movie. Session Nine. Those are some of the ones that come to mind that you don't hear about enough. Did you hear Super Mario Sweep is coming back? Yeah, I did with Leslie Jones. Um, I don't think they have a date set on it though. It was kind of funny. Like everything, I saw all these things about like, oh, this show is coming soon to Sunday. It's coming these days, but there's nothing dated for when they're going to be. So I have no idea when it's going to be on, but that's definitely a show that I'm going to be recording all of them and watching them with my brother because like I love that kind of stuff. And the one show I really like now, and it's going to be ending, is like Celebrity Show Off with Kevin Smith on TBS. When like you shoot the videos yourself, and like then they like make little 5-minute episodes, and then they judge people on them. I really like that show for some reason. Someone says OnlyFans account. No, I don't have an OnlyFans account. And I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. Do you think classic shows are more entertaining than modern shows? I think so. I mean, like it's hard to find shows that are as like fun and like is rewatchable because like nowadays I feel like a lot of shows like the quality is better. There's like some really heavy drama shows, some really well thought out like productions and stuff now. Like the TV quality is basically the same as movie quality for the most part for a lot of things. But I think that a lot of the classic shows like Brady Bunch, I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island, Married with Children, a lot of those kind of things are much more watchable. They're much more lighthearted, fun. Like I feel like things that are lighthearted and more fun, and like even Malcolm in the Middle is one of the more of the modern ones that are like lighthearted stuff like that. You can find yourself watching more than like heavy dramas, and there's a lot more heavy drama and heavy subject matter in like some of the shows now than there used to be. I would say. Are you cool with Luna? Yeah, I still talk to Luna. I haven't seen her in a long time, but we still talk though. Is your family going to get another dog similar to Max and Lulu? I don't think that whenever we do get another dog down the line, I don't think we'll get another Cavalier King Charles. I think that because of the heart conditions and there's so many conditions with the breed, I don't think we would again. As much as like we absolutely love that breed of dogs, I don't think we will. I don't think so. Let's see. Is your family gonna? Let's see. Have you seen ever Company of the Wolves from 1984 and Little Red Riding Hood? Um, I don't think so. Sean collects bugs as pets now. Stick bugs and roaches. No, I don't collect any bugs. What do you think about The Hunt? I thought The Hunt was okay, but I didn't love it. I didn't absolutely love it. Thoughts on Eastern Promises? That's a movie that I've heard about for years, and I don't think I ever watched it though. Do you like Fry's Electronics and DVD Planet websites like Code Right? Fry's Electronics isn't very good anymore. Like they're not doing so well, so they got rid of most of their movies, and there's very much few things to look at it. Maybe I'll look at it just for the hell of it on Tuesday to see what it looks like because I haven't been in there in a while. But yeah, like I said, I don't like them as much. I'm the 80s cheesy movies. What about you? I'm into 80s cheesy movies. No, I love 80s cheesy movies. Some of those are the most fun stuff to watch. Did you see Stealing Harvard? Yeah, that's a great Tom Green movie. That's a really fun, ridiculous movie. And I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. Have you seen any Bruno Mattei films? Yeah, Bruno Mattei has done like tons and tons of movies. Let me try and look up. some of his ones, but I know I've watched a ton of them. What are some of his most known ones? Oh yeah, he did Hell of the Living Dead, which I've seen. Rat's Night of Terror. I think Rat's Night of Terror was probably the first one that I saw, Burke. Um, and I love that movie. It's like so cheesy. Shocking Dark, which I saw a couple years ago. That one came to Blu-ray. That's a really good like knockoff of like Terminator mixed with like Alien. If you've never seen Shocking Dark, that's one I would definitely recommend that you watch, Burke. But yeah, I really like his movies. They're not the best quality like production wise sometimes, but they're really fun watches. Um, Thoughts on Next Friday? Yeah, Thoughts on Next Friday. That one is pretty good. I haven't watched that in a while though. My life, let's see, it did that weird thing when I lose where I was. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any of these questions. And sorry, guys, if I do miss any of these, because it always scrolls down when I get to a certain spot and then I lose where I was. So I never know if I'm back to where I was before. Uh, do you see, um, what is your favorite scary movie? For a favorite scary movie, I always say Session 9. That's probably one of my favorite ones. Uh, do you go to the drive-in movie theater? I haven't been to any. There's one that's about like 40 minutes or so from my house. I might try and go to one. Like if they have like Bill and Ted at the drive-in or the New Mutants. I know my brother really wants to see that movie too, New Mutants. And same with Bill and Ted. Like maybe we'll go to that. I think they came out the exact same weekend, so maybe they'll have like a double feature of both of them, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, I definitely want to go. But I haven't been to any drive-ins. Um, I don't know if New Mutants though is. I think it's going to go on demand too at the same time. I don't know for sure though. And any of you guys who've come on, I'll be on here for probably like 2 hours tonight or so. Usually go on for till about 1:30 is when how long I'm on. So if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to ask anything you guys would like. Feel free to, if you guys have any super chat questions, feel free to ask anything. Or if you have any requests, super chat requests, or if you guys want to promote your YouTube channels or anything like that, feel free to. But thanks again, like I said, for all the support, guys. I really appreciate the super chats and all that stuff so much. So thanks again, guys. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. What Hollywood actresses do you think are snobs? Well, there's certain ones I've heard things about, like throughout the years. You always hear stuff like people say Jennifer Lawrence isn't that nice. And like a handful of people, like when they do like interviews talking about, oh, fans come up to me, I kind of like give them the brush. And that's always upsetting to hear when you hear that kind of stuff because it's like, when you think about it, like fans are really what fuel people's careers. And there's some people who are really like supportive of fans and stuff like that. But yeah, but like there are a handful of them. I can't think offhand though. Some of the ones that I hear about a lot, but there are certain people you hear. Like you hear rumors like with Eddie Murphy, like don't look at him in the eye and he gets mad and stuff. But you don't know if these things are just rumors. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. Have you seen Minnesota or Life Less Ordinary? I've seen Life Less Ordinary with Cameron Diaz, but I've never seen Feeling Minnesota. Uh, Thoughts on Air Force One? Air Force One, yeah, that the Harrison Ford movie. I always liked that movie. I remember seeing that one. I think that was one of the early DVDs I remember renting back in the day. I went to the theater again today with my girl and we saw Unhinged. It's pretty chill. Oh, so it wasn't that busy and stuff like that. Hey Sean, do you have any funny crush stories? Well, I've told this story a couple times in the past, but I remember like there was this one girl that I really liked, and I remember I got the nerve to invite her to my birthday party. And I was like going to DZ Discovery Zone. And I was like when I was in like the second grade. And I remember the one friend of mine, um, she ended up crapping her pants and like smelling up the whole room where the birthday party was. Because like it was you could like rent out like the place to have the party. And it was like a big room and stuff like that. And I remember she dumped her pants and smelled up the whole place. So it was this awkward, like mortifying experience. You know what I mean? Like that. And I think the other one was kind of mortifying too. Was like cringy too. I remember when I went to like the prom and I didn't have any date or anything like that. And I remember then like, a handful of these girls that like were saying, "Oh, you should have told me. I would have gone." I'm thinking like, you find out these kind of things like on the last day. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, what a time to find these things out. Let's see. Favorite Airbud sports? Favorite Airbud sports? I like the baseball ones. Oh, you mean the Airbud movies? Um, I like the original Airbud. That's the only one I really remember seeing, I think. Have you ever ate at George's Burgers um, Los Postos Road, Best Gyros in California, George's Burgers. I don't know if I don't think so. Hey Sean, how's the fam? Hey Tommy, yeah, we're doing good. Like everything's been well on our end. Kean Thompson said that Good Burger 2 is possible. No, I think it could be done for Nickelodeon for like as a TV movie or something like that because Brian Robbins, who like was behind Good Burger, is like the head of Nickelodeon. So I feel like when things clear up and everything in the world, I wouldn't doubt if we get to see a new Good Burger or some kind of a Keenan Kel movie or something. But I feel like Good Burger was the most popular of everything, so I think that would probably work the most. Did you see the Saved by the Bell trailer? I did. I thought it looks good. I mean, I'll definitely look at that. Thoughts on History of Violence? History of Violence was good. I haven't watched that one since it came out though, but I remember really liking it. Did you really say Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is the best out of the Halloween franchise? Because I'm sorry, as a lifetime Myers fan, but that's blasphemous. Well, see, it's not that it's like the best movie per se. It's the most fun to watch. Like I love the concept of it because it's so scary. The idea that somebody is like planning on taking out all the kids with these masks that they wear, and it makes terrible things happen to them. So I think it's a really cool concept. And I see a $5 super chat from Nick Roman. Nick Roman, thanks so much, Nick, for the $5 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks so much. Really appreciate the super chats so much. They're a huge help. So thanks again. And Nick said, growing up, I watched a bunch of sci-fi original movies. Two that stuck in my mind were Chupacabra and Sabretooth. Have you seen those? Was Chupacabra the one on the ship, on the cruise ship, or is that called something else? I feel like I've seen the Chupacabra one. I don't think I've seen Sabretooth though, but yeah, but I've watched a lot of those ones throughout the years as well. And Burke Jones gave a $2 super chat. Thanks so much, Burke Jones, for the $2 super chat. What about going to Wendy's in the drive-thru? I go to Wendy's usually on what do I do those on Saturdays? So I don't usually film anything then. Maybe sometime I'll have Wendy's on a drive-through. I know everybody really likes the drive-through stuff. I'm sorry I didn't get to do one last Tuesday because I was like, all I went to was Blaze Pizza, and that was it. And that's one of those places you have to go inside of, so I couldn't film anything. But yeah, I didn't do any drive-throughs. And I still went to a Panda Express, but I went inside because the area I was at doesn't have a drive-through one. Don't watch Tim Cast's thoughts on the Fifth Wave. The Chloe Grace movie. I saw that in theaters. I remember kind of liking that one. Ice Cream Man sequel got canceled. No, I know they were trying to raise the money for it, but then it didn't end up happening. Do you like Nicolas Cage movie Mandy? Yeah, Mandy's great. What do you think about The Cabin in the Woods? Yeah, Cabin in the Woods, I remember when that first came out, I was hearing so much talk about it, like, oh, it's amazing and everything. And sometimes when you hear that, when you actually see it, you're like, oh, I don't know. But Cabin in the Woods, I loved. I thought that was great. Did you watch Dom DeLuise movie, Comedy Canon, Going Bananas? Look up on IMDb. Is that the one that's like hard to find with him with the monkey, I think, with the gorilla? I don't think that one's ever come on to DVD or anything like that. My favorite Dom DeLuise movie is the one Fatso. How'd you get into acting? Like, how'd you get your first role? Also, how'd you get offered so many roles? With acting, it 100% came from YouTube. I ended up a company called Synthetic Cinema, who made the movie I Saw the Sasquatch and Banshee. And they've done a bunch of other movies, but they contacted me and said, we're making this Bigfoot movie. We'd love to have you come in. We'll pay for your train, put you up in a hotel, all that kind of stuff. And I said, oh, I'd love to do that. And then I was like, oh, well, we're also doing this movie called Banshee, and we want to add another scene to the end. Would you like to do that first? We're filming that like in 2 weeks, and we'll bring you up for that. I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then basically, once I got those first 2 credits and I had an IMDb page, that was everything that helped, because then I started contacting directors and things like that. And then little by little, I just started getting meeting a lot of people throughout the years, and meeting a lot of actors and actresses and directors and producers and all that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much what did it. And now I just have been really lucky to have gotten to do so many different things. So now if I contact people, I have a lot more luck because they see I've done a lot of things, and YouTube helps and all that kind of stuff. And you guys are also supportive, and when I do like projects and I have like Indiegogos and things like that, you guys always help out with that. So all that stuff, I appreciate you guys more than you can imagine with all that kind of stuff. Um, let's see, and I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Thoughts on the '90s show Sightings? Sightings. I don't think I ever watched that show. I'm trying to look up a picture of that. Sightings from night. Was it a documentary series? Yeah, 5 series. Sightings, an American paranormal news television show that originally aired in the '90s. The show began as a special titled "The UFO Report." Fob reports on the ghost report and the psychic experience, and went till '98. I probably watched an episode or two of that, Burke. I don't really remember it though. I watched the Unsolved Mysteries was the one that I really was most familiar with out of a show of a similar kind of thing like that. And why would Scream 5 be a remake? Why would they invite Patricia Arquette back? Well, it's not a remake. It's the new thing where they reboot, where they have characters back. You know what I mean? Like they're doing with the new Ghostbusters movie. They get the characters back in cameos, but then it's kind of a reboot with a whole new group of kids. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I see them doing. That's kind of like what they did with the last one. How many Blu-rays do you have in your collection? Blu-rays? Just Blu-rays? Probably like 2 or 3 thousand, maybe more, something like that. Do you have a surprise plan when you hit 100,000 subscribers? Yeah, that'd be amazing to hit that number. That's like been like my goal of mine, like to get to that number and then get that plaque. There'll definitely be a video with that plaque. It'll probably, I'm hoping in the next year or so to hit that number. I feel like what sucks is I always have a huge influx of brand new subscribers with certain videos that I do. Comic Con usually brings in like 2 or 3 new, usually 1,000, 1,500 something new subscribers or more from those videos. Same with Black Friday, and it just sucks that this year I don't get to have those videos. Do you know what I mean? It's just not, and I understand why, but it's just totally impossible to have done them. But that sucks. You know what I mean? Because those would have really helped get that number, just a little bit closer. You know what I mean? So it's like, man. And I also love doing those Comic Con videos. Do you play games on your computer? I haven't played a game on a computer in forever. I remember playing back in the day on Mac. Because I always had Mac, but I remember I played a lot of games early on when I had a Mac. I played the Day of the Tentacle game. That game, I love that game. Like I played that game so many times. That was a great game. Hey Sean, have you ever grown hair in the middle of your head? No, trying to be rude. No, I started losing my hair like in the middle of my head, probably when I was about 16 years old in high school. I remember started noticing it. Yeah, but yes. Did you get Split Second from MVD Rewind collection? Split Second? I don't think so. Um, have you seen low budget horror film Fear of the Dark and the Giant Spider Invasion? I believe I've seen Fear of the Dark. Thoughts on Reservoir Dogs, the Quentin Tarantino movie? Yeah, that's a great one. That's the one Quentin Tarantino one that I feel like you don't hear about as much as like Pulp Fiction and stuff that was like a year or two after. But I watch Pulp Fiction more though. I think I've watched Reservoir Dogs the least. I need to rewatch that again. Have you seen Titanic 2? Oh yeah, the one from Asylum. I don't think I ever watched it though. And then they made the adult film one, Titanica or something like that, or the softcore version. I always remember. Thoughts on Cape Fear with Robert De Niro? That's a great movie. I haven't watched that in a long time. There was also the original one as well. Where did you order the Friday the 13th set? I ordered the Friday the 13th one from Shop Factory directly, so I got the like the lithograph and all that kind of stuff. And I see a $10 super chat from Eric D. Hey Sean, thanks so much for doing these live streams on Friday nights. Did you see Kane Hodder said he would love to come back and play Jason Voorhees again? He's so iconic in that role. No, I agree. And I was watching some other movie with Kane Hodder recently, and just his whole stance and stuff, like his whole body type and the way he stands and stuff, like he just comes across like Jason. You know what I mean? Like he was so. And the thing is, some people think like, oh, you're just about wearing a mask or something. It's not when you're a character where you don't see your face and stuff. It's all about the performance of how you play it and being intimidating and the way you hold your shoulders and the way you walk. And he was so perfect at that. Some people were not that good at that. But he was great. So I would love if they do bring back the character again. I think he really should do it. He would be absolutely perfect. And then and like I say, Eric, thanks so much for watching, and no problem at all. And thanks so much for the super chat donation. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. And do you remember the short-lived show Freaky Links? I do remember that. Like I remember seeing the ad for that, Burke, at the movie theaters. They were having like a little like TV spot ad, and I think I watched like the first episode or two, and I think it was one of those shows that they kept on changing the times that it aired or something like that, and then I kind of missed it, and then I only ever saw like one or two episodes. I hope though at some point. Somebody releases that on DVD. I think it's one of those things. There've been a lot of like bootlegs of it, but I'd love if they did like an official release. Um, do you think they will ever put out a new Afraid of the Dark season set? Also, why is season 6 and 7 so hard to find? Were those the later seasons? Those I think those were the ones when it was a different cast and everything. But I don't know why they're so hard to find. But yeah, I hope so. Um, because they did the Burn the Man releases. Basically, they released them in Canada on like pressed releases that you could get in Canada years back. I got all of those ones when they were releasing. I ordered them from Amazon in Canada, and then in the U.S. they did Burn Demand releases, and those were a long time ago. They did those like a number of years back. But I really think they should release like a box set of all of them together, and then I would love if they could get like commentaries with like the creator and some of the cast, because that would be really cool. Like if somebody like Shout Factory would do a box set, I think that would sell amazing, especially if they could get some features on it. Is it true that Disney is ceasing production on physical media? Yeah, there's a lot of people starting rumors about that. That's 100% wrong. They basically, what they said they were going to stop doing was releasing 4K titles of old movies, so like catalog titles. But they came out and made a statement and said, no, no, that's not true. We're not stopping releasing archival classic titles. We're not going to release everything on 4K, and it's going to be on a title by title basis. But there's no way because right now, that's the one thing about that specific other person I don't talk about anymore. He talks so downbeat about physical media sometimes. It's like, not stop it with that. Don't talk so negative about it. It's not the case. I think right now more people than ever are buying physical copies of things, especially because so many things are not on streaming and people are at home all the time with needing to do stuff. So I'm sure people are telling their kids, "Oh yeah, have you seen this movie?" and they're buying a copy of it, like just sort of stuff that they probably wouldn't get otherwise. And there's much more people probably getting physical copies, and a lot of places too do not have great internet. So if you don't have great internet, what are you going to do? Because you can't really stream well if the internet is not fast enough. Uh, do you watch Revenge of the Billy, the Kid, in Evil Town? I've seen Evil the Town. I haven't seen the other one. Prom Night remake was the worst. Yeah, that was a terrible, terrible remake, and I think it was really bad too, because it was like cut down so much too. It was like one of those things that you could tell was shot to be an R-rated movie. Then they had to edit it, and it got all cut up and everything. So it had that real like kind of censored kind of feel to it. Oh yeah, since Adam Sandler has the deal with Netflix, he's allowed to do sequels. Yeah, he's done. I haven't seen. He doesn't do too many sequels, Adam Sandler. It would be amazing to see Billy Madison though. Like again, I don't know. It's one of those things. How in the world would they do it? But that would be really cool if they did. Let's see. She is finally coming out to Blu-ray again. She's All That. Oh yeah, She's All That. I don't have that one, so I'm definitely have to get that one. People are hating on cable, but they shouldn't, because without cable, we wouldn't have Dan Snyder, which means there would be no Keenan, Keller, Drake, and Josh. No, it's true though. That's totally true. Thoughts on Death Race? I've seen the newer ones. I like the Death Race, the one with Malcolm McDowell, one of the ones from a couple years back. I thought that one was really good. You could bring back John Belushi, almost starring Ghostbusters' original role, Dr. Peter Venkman, by replacing Bill Murray. Yeah, it'd be weird thinking of John Belushi in the movie, but John Belushi was great though. I always loved that movie that he was in too, with Dan Aykroyd, the called Neighbors. That one was really great. Least favorite Child's Play movie, probably the one that most people don't like as well, Seed of Chucky. Like Seed of Chucky, I loved John Waters' cameo in that, but as a movie, that movie though was not great. Do you sleep without socks? Yes, I don't wear any socks when I sleep. I do, and I don't. I wear pajama pants and stuff. Um, thoughts on Death Sentence, the Kevin Bacon movie? That was a great movie. You never hear about that much, but it was a total like throwback to those revenge movies. Like it had like a real '70s kind of revenge, death wish kind of vibe to it. Let's see, and I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. Thanks again, Burke Jones, for the super chat donations this evening. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. I really appreciate them so much. They're a huge help, so thanks so much. Have you seen the Keenan and Kel TV movie, Two Heads Are Better Than None? I have. That's the one that people forgot about. and that's great because Michael Berryman is in that movie, and it's basically a Keenan and Kel like kind of road trip movie about them going to stay in this weird kind of cat like hotel and stuff like that, and they stop off at rest stops and everything. If you guys have never seen that one, look that up. The other Keenan and Kel one I really like is Keenan and Kel when they go to Hollywood. That one was really good as well. And they go there and they want to meet David Allen Greer, and they mix up Britney Spears with David Allen Greer. It's really ridiculous, but I really like those, and you don't hear about them much. Thoughts on I Am Legend? I liked I Am Legend. I thought the CGI though was pretty bad though. That was like the biggest downfall, of it. Are you going to do any more parodies? Maybe I might do one coming up at some point. Well, who's an actor that always plays the same character? For example, John Lovitz always plays the pervert sicko. No, I know it's true though. Certain people kind of come into a certain character and then they kind of always play it. I think who is doing that a lot lately? There's certain people that are always kind of themselves. Kevin James is always pretty much himself for the most part. Ryan Reynolds kind of basically has become Deadpool all the time now. Do you know what I mean? Kind of, he always sort of plays like a smart ass kind of guy, like a smart kind of character and stuff like that. So there are a lot of people that kind of fall into doing the same role a lot, which isn't bad though. I mean, if you're good at doing a certain role and it works, well, why not do it? But yeah, there's a lot of people that kind of always fall into that kind of stuff. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Thoughts on Angela Bates? Yeah, Angela Bates was in the movie May, and I loved with it. And also a great Anna Faris movie. Anna Faris was one of her early movies, but she was great in that movie. Jeremy Sisto Jeremy Sisto was in that movie. I love May though. That I think he was in. Yeah, and that was a great movie. I also liked Angela Bates in Sick Girl, which was the Master of Horror episode as well. Have you seen The Incredible Mr. Limpet, the Don Knotts movie? I have seen that one. The Clueless spinoff is going to be about Diane. Diane? I've heard about. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. I don't know if was there a trailer about that or not. But I did hear about that one. Thoughts on The Night Professor? The Eddie Murphy movie I love. Absolutely love those movies. They're probably my most watched movies of all time. At least some of them. Um, Ever seen Parker Lewis Can't Lose? I've seen a couple episodes, but I didn't watch that one too much. You should do another video with Alex Leba. Yeah, if he ever comes out here again, it'd be cool to see him again. Favorite childhood show? Definitely Pee Wee's Playhouse. That was probably one of the most watched ones. And then Popples was another one that I watched like crazy. What are your thoughts about the Ren and Stimpy getting a reboot? Yeah, because Ren and Stimpy did have a reboot before as the adult party cartoon, which they went in this really twisted direction with it. And it was okay. I mean, some of the episodes were all right, but I hope that they keep the reboot kind of more like the original series, and kind of they keep it to have the same kind of style with the music and the weird animation when they do those kind of close-ups on their eyes and they're all like bloodshot and weird. That kind of weird stuff they did. I hope they go in that direction with it. Thoughts on Penn and Teller Magical Hour TV show? I don't think I ever watched that one. Thoughts on Libertine? The Libertine? I don't know that one. Thoughts on Dark Shadows? I saw a couple episodes of the show. I did see the Tim Burton movie though. I did like the Tim Burton movie though. Are you a fan of the Studio A24? If so, which ones do you like? Out of the ones I've loved all their stuff for the most part. Probably some of my favorites are like Hereditary, Good Time, as well as what was the other one? Uncut Gems. I really liked. Midsummer. I really liked. Those are some of the ones that come to mind that were really good. Um, let's see. Have you ever had a rat problem? A rat problem? Not in this house. In the old house in Maryland, we did have mice. So because it was kind of like a basement. I was like underground basement. We don't have basements out here in California, but there was an underground one, and we had some problems with mice. So we would occasionally you'd hear like the trap clap, the mouse and stuff like that. So and you'd sometimes see them run across the ground. So yes, never a rat problem, but mice problems we did have in Maryland. Did you see the trailer for Saved by the Bell? Doesn't look good. It looks kind of goofy. It does look goofy, and it's too bad they can't get Screech in there. I know he's like they have problems with him, Dustin Diamond, but it would be funny to see Screech back in there again. Thoughts on the Ren and Stimpy show? I was talking about that a minute ago, but I love that show. Really fun, crazy animated series. And it's one of those things too. If that didn't exist, we never would have probably had like Rocco wouldn't have come afterwards. We would never have had SpongeBob. You know what I mean? Like that kind of humor kind of opened the doors for a whole lot of different things, and it opened the door too for animated stuff that was for kids and adults. It was like, and there was a lot of stuff, especially in Ren and Stimpy, that went over kids' heads. I know they went over my head as a kid. Some of the weird stuff in there, and like the rubber nipple salesman and the Mr. Horse character, and Call the Police, and there was some really weird stuff when you think about it. Let's see. Um, I think I was probably around up here. Thoughts on National Treasure? I watched the second movie. It was one of those weird ones where I went to see the second movie in theaters, but I didn't see the first one, so I don't know why I didn't. Do you like the Troma movie Fatty Drives the Bus? I think I saw that one. Hello from Canada. I just went to see the new SpongeBob movie, and it was a little fun, a little too goofy. Thoughts on everyone else getting to see the SpongeBob next year? So in Canada that's already out. So maybe it will come to like Blu-ray in Canada soon. You know, in a couple months, and I'll just be able to get it like that. You know, I mean, that might be what I'll be doing if it comes out like that. Are you excited for Nick Cage's new movie coming out about Willy Wonderland? Coming out Willy Wonderland? I haven't heard of that one. Have you seen the TV show Night Gallery? I have seen Night Gallery. That's a great series. Um, let's see. I see a $5 super chat from from Eric D. Thanks so much, Eric D, for the $5 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats. I appreciate them so much. They're a huge help, so thanks again. And Eric D said, I was so glad that Race with the Devil got a Blu-ray release a few years back. So underrated in my opinion. Do you own it? Yeah, Race with the Devil. I remember my dad told me about that movie years ago, and I saw it for the first time on VHS, and I got obsessed with that movie. It's one of those really great TV movies in the '70s. Peter Fonda's in the movie. It's a great, weird movie. If you guys have never seen Race with the Devil, it's like people that are going out like an RV trip going camping, and they stop for the night in kind of an area in the middle of kind of the desert out in the middle of nowhere, and they see like some light in the distance, and it turns out that there's like a sacrifice going on, this like satanic sacrifice of this girl going on, and then right afterwards the people come after them, and then like they're coming after them in a town. They don't know who they can trust, and it was really great movie. Sean, do you think Megan Fox was just way too hot to be in normal movies? I don't know. I mean, there's a new movie coming out with her called Rogue, where she's playing like a soldier, which looks kind of interesting. Favorite Howard Stern whack packer? Probably the top would probably be Hank the Angry Dwarf, and then Beetlejuice, High Pitch Eric are probably some of the top favorite ones, I would say. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Thoughts on Winona Ryder? I've always been a fan of Winona Ryder since Beetlejuice, and what are some of the other movies that I love of hers? Heathers is a great movie. Mr. Deeds. Girl Interrupted. Like I've watched pretty much. I think I pretty much watched majority of her movies though. Is it going to be a Beetlejuice 2? They've talked about that for years. Like I would absolutely love to see that. I think that'd be amazing, and to see like Michael Keaton play that character again. But it's one of those things where I feel like it's so hard to get it right and to know what to do with the movie. And when you think about the first Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice is only in the movie for about 20 minutes. You know what I mean? He's spread throughout the movie, but he's not like in the whole movie. So if they did it now, I feel like they probably want it to be way more Beetlejuice, and it might get overkill, because it was kind of like in Beetlejuice, you were really wanting more Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? Like maybe if you had Beetlejuice the whole time, it'd be like, oh, it's too much. They have to figure out how to do it the right way if they do it. Thoughts on Friend Request? That's one of those movies I remember everyone was saying, oh, it's not that great, but I kind of liked it. Do you watch thoughts on the TV show Jeff Foxworthy? I never watched that show. What are some of the interviews that are on Tales from the Dark Side movie Shout Factory release? I can't remember who else was on there. I know it was one or two cast members. I think it was some of the producers behind the scenes. It's always hard now. They kind of changed the way they lay out their interviews, and they don't list on the back though all the people they interview. So it's always hard to remember who was on there. Were you a fan of the Super Mario Brothers film? Yeah, that was an absolute favorite childhood movie of mine. Like I watched that again and again, and I know people hate that movie, but I love it. I mean, like when I think of some of my favorite movies, I think that's Mario Brothers movie is probably one of my favorites. Even though I know it's bad, it's just such a fun movie to watch, and I love John Leguizamo. I love Bob Hoskins. I feel like they were great together. Dennis Hopper is great in there as the villain. King Koopa. I don't know. I just love it. I know it's bad though. I know it's a bad movie, but it's a really fun bad movie. Um, have you seen Fire in the Sky? I've not seen that one. Thoughts on True Romance? That's a great movie. I only saw that for the first time maybe 3 years ago, but really great movie. Um, favorite Joker version? Probably out of all of them, I still love you know Jack Nicholson. I know Heath Ledger. I feel like was even stronger, and same with Joaquin Phoenix was probably the strongest performance of all of them. I just think my favorite though is Jack Nicholson, just because he just seems like so crazy in that role. Um, what '90s short-lived cartoon is better, Mighty Ducks or The Mask? I don't think I watched the Mighty Ducks one much. I did watch The Mask though. You could have done a tour video for the virtual Comic Con, maybe, but it's not the same though. You know what I mean? So I didn't do anything Comic Con related this year. I was kind of like bummed out about the whole thing. Sean, can you give a shout out to Sexy Dave Sardaro? Well, check out Sexy Dave Sardaro. Do you remember um, Asylum Films Freak Show remake of Freaks? I didn't know that was a remake of Freaks, but I do remember that one. And I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. Favorite Are You Afraid of the Dark episode? I like the one about the radio station with Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah, me and my brother have been going back and rewatching a lot of the Afraid of the Darks recently. Um, the one that I really like is the one called The Hatching that's in the school about the kids that go to that school, and then like there's something weird going on at night. The kids are zoning out and going and like watering these weird eggs and stuff like that. That one I really like. I also really like The Phone Police. That one about the kids that are prank calling and they get arrested by the phone. The one kid gets arrested by the phone police. And the other one I really love is the one with the old woman in the apartment. And the girl that moves in becomes friends with this old woman. And the old woman says, I want you to promise me you're going to come see me tomorrow. It's a really bad day for me. I need someone to talk to. And the girl gets invited to this concert with her friend and doesn't go. And the old woman dies. And then she's gone. It's like, it always creeps me out. Those are some of the ones I always really like, though. Um, let's see. Did you see Liz McGuire reunion like a few months ago? I don't know if I saw the reunion or not. His favorite movie starring The Rock. Out of everything he's done, probably I really like the Jumanji movies though. Those are probably some of my favorite ones. I would say Pain and Gain I really like as well. Why are they releasing silent films on 4K? Well, I think like because you can the picture quality, the sound you can't do anything. You can with the music and stuff, but you can clean it up though. It's like if they have a film print of it, you can still clean it up. You're not gonna ever. It's not gonna look like a Hollywood or a newer movie or anything, or 70s, 80s film. It's gonna look really old, but it's still gonna like look better though. Thoughts on the movie Face Off with Nicolas Cage? That's a great, like, super over the top movie. Like when you look at the acting in there, it is so over the top. But but it's a fun movie though. Finding Turbo Man Doll was probably like finding toilet paper. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Like at least now all that stuff is back to normal with finding toilet paper and that kind of stuff. And you can find hand sanitizer. Because I remember when you couldn't find hand sanitizer anywhere, and now you can find the masks in stores, and at least now all that stuff you can find it. It's not like, oh man, it's such a nightmare finding these things. Thoughts on We Bought a Zoo? I thought saw it in theaters, and I only watched it once, but I remember thinking it was okay. I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Have you seen Mirror Mirror? Yeah, the one from 1990. I like that movie. I thought that was a really cool movie. I also really like the music in it. But I got the Blu-ray of that one from I think it's Dark Force Entertainment. But yeah, that Mirror Mirror was great. I really liked that movie a lot. That was definitely definitely a very underrated one. You do not hear about much. Let's see. Have you seen Song of the South? I've never seen that movie. I know, there's the history behind it and everything, and the ride Splash Mountain was based on that movie, and they're going to change that ride now to turn it to the Princess Bride, which I mean the Princess and the Frog, which I think is the right thing to do because it's very strange that a ride exists about this movie that is very very a sign of its time and everything. Hannes, do you think Disney should stop doing live action remakes? Probably for a while, because some of these live action remakes that they're doing are not great. I like the Aladdin okay though. I love Cinderella. Cinderella I think was one of the best ones. But yeah, there's some of this live action movies in general that Disney does can be really bad. Like sort of like oof. I don't know why, but they're like I don't know. Some of them are good though, but not all of them are bad. But there's some of them that are like, oof, they're not that great. I do kind of want to watch that movie though with Adam Devine. Magic Camp that went on Disney Plus. It looks kind of like a fun, stupid movie. Um, Thoughts on The Rock, directed by Michael Bay. I haven't watched that in forever. I remember thinking it was okay though, but I haven't. Like I said, it's been so long. There's so many free streaming sites with tons of movies and shows. Do you think they will stop making physical media? I don't think so. I mean, because there's a lot of people that don't have the internet, like internet or good internet. So that's the thing, and I think people, even though all this stuff is here, a lot of people really like to have copies of stuff because you don't own anything that way. And if you have something that you really, really love, you know, years from now, these things won't all be on there. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. So I'm always going to support physical media till like at least for my whole life. You know what I mean? Um, let's see here. He's only done the Hotel Transylvania 2 and 3 and Grown Ups 2. Yeah, that's what I thought. He hasn't. Adam Sandler has not done too many sequels. Thoughts on Monster House? Yeah, I saw that one time and remember liking it, but I haven't seen that one in forever. From Dusk Till Dawn, Blu-ray coming. Yeah, it's been out of print and they're releasing a new one, a brand new edition of that one. Thought Two Heads Are Better Than None is on YouTube. Oh, so if you guys want to watch the Kenan and Kel one, Two Heads Are Better Than None, it's up on YouTube to watch. Do you like thoughts on the Fantastic Four? If like the original ones from like the 2000s with Jessica Alba, I thought they were all right. I didn't love them, but I thought they were fine. The Fantastic Four reboot, though, that one was pretty bad. Like, I agree that one was not great. Um, Please answer my question. Do you like learning how deaths work in horror movies, or do you already know how they are pulled off? Well, for me, I pretty much just from being around sets and everything, I pretty much know how they're doing everything. So it doesn't really bother me. Like knowing how a death is like a death scene or kill scene or something like that is done in a movie. Have you seen the movie Carla with Laura Pepperton? No, I've not seen that one. I hate spiders. You mentioned them earlier. No, I don't like spiders either. Like they always creep me out, and I have to walk through them all the time through these terrible spider webs. And what I do now though is when I'm walking, I'm like this. Me and my mom both like put our hands out like this as we're walking when you get by an area with big trees. So basically, if there's a spider web, we like push it out of the way instead of walking right into it. Instead of like getting the spider right in our face, because the way they are, I've seen them at times be like literally you walk into like a spider, and some of them look like they could be a spider that would not be a good one to walk into. And I see a $5 super chat from Eric D. And thanks so much, Eric D, for the $5 super chats this evening. Really appreciate them so much, Eric. And thanks again for everyone else who's given super chats. I appreciate them so much. They're a huge help. So thanks again. And Eric said, "Do you ever get up to San Francisco? I lived in the Bay Area for a couple of years and loved it." No, I've never been up to San Francisco, Eric. That's an area I really, really want to go to. Me and Danny, Cinesoccer on YouTube, we've talked about, doing a trip up there, like trying to do like a movie hunting kind of thing. I know they have, Amoeba Records up there and a bunch of different spots. So yeah, I definitely want to go up there at some point. I would love to as well to go there and look at some of the filming locations from Mrs. Doubtfire. Some of the I don't know. That to me would be kind of cool, especially to go to the Bridges restaurant. I don't know if there's anything there I would really eat, but I'd love to just go in there and like just eat something in there because that's where they film Mrs. Doubtfire at the end of the movie. I don't know. I always would love to go in there. Let's see. What are your favorite movies from the '80s? Favorite B movies from the '80s? Mainly, usually like slasher movies, like a lot of like the cheesy slasher ones, like Mutilator and Blood Rage and some of that kind of stuff is some of my favorite like real '80s B movies. Thoughts on Nightcrawler? Yeah, with why always blank on names when I get kind of crapped out from the walk. I don't know why. With why do I blank on names? Jake Gyllenhaal. I have no idea why, but no, Nightcrawler I thought was great. That was probably one of my favorite movies of his, next to Donnie Darko, which I still always love that movie. I love Anna Faris. I like her TV show Mom. Yeah, Mom is a good show. I watched a handful of episodes of that. Thoughts on Insect Generic TV movie show? Insect Generic? I don't think I've seen that one. Do a Bill and Ted parody. Yeah, I'd like to do one. I don't know exactly what I would do with it, though. That's the only thing that sucks. It sucks that the new Saved by the Bell won't be going to CBS. Yeah, it's going to go on Peacock streaming. That is free, though. The Peacock streaming service. I did put that like on my TV. I think that's what it's going to be on. Let's see here. And I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. What movies are you sick of? For me, it's superhero movies. Well, Burke, like some of the movies I guess I could say I'm sort of sick of sometimes, or like possession movies. I feel like possession and haunted house movies sometimes can I feel like they're like never ending. You know what I mean? And the thing is though, sometimes there's some that are really cool, that are like really original, and very different. But then there's some of them, like especially like with some of these haunted house movies, they always end up being like so much the same. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, what is happening on this? You know what I mean? It's like, here we go again. So I guess Burke, those would be what I'd say I'm sometimes sick of. Um, let's see. I think I was about up here. I'm sorry if I'm missing any of these questions. Let's scroll down again. Let's see. Did you see? Ever thought of shaving your head? Maybe some point, but I kind of like having like the Clint Howard kind of Hulk Hogan look, and I think it works for some of the things that I've been doing lately. Let's see, Peanut Butter Falcon. Peanut Butter Falcon was great, like amazing Shia LaBeouf movie, a really great, feel good, positive movie. Adam's Family. Have you ever seen Beverly Hills Vamp? I've heard of that one. I've never seen that one though. Let's see. I was thinking about Beetlejuice remake with Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider, that'd be kind of. I don't know if he could do that or not. That'd be kind of funny. What channel is better, CBS, AMC, or ABC? I think I watched the most stuff out of all those probably on ABC. Probably. Have you watched? What was the last movie you watched? The last one I watched was Once Upon a Time in Bangkok, which was pretty good. I'm going to be talking about that one on Tuesday. I have a review of that one up. And I see a $5 super chat from Just a Guy. Thanks so much, Just a Guy, for the $5 super chat. I just joined the live stream. So sorry if you've already been asked this, but have you seen Max Reload or neither Busters yet? Thoughts? Max Reload? Let me look up what that is. Max Reload. And oh yeah, so it's called Max Reload and the Neither Busters. So what is this on? Well, it's with Kevin Smith and Will Wheaton. And it says it came out the 7th. Fantasies collide when retro video game store clerk accidentally unleashes an ancient malevolent force. No, I've not seen this one. Yeah, I've not heard of that one at all. It looks kind of interesting though, with Kevin Smith and stuff in it. But no, I have not watched that one at all. I'll definitely have to check that movie out. If any of you guys watched that though, let me know below what you guys thought. But thanks so much, Just a Guy, for the $5 super chat. And like I said, I'll definitely check that out. I said I had not even heard of that one. Let's see, what thoughts on The Descendants? I never watched Descendants. I never watched, the Nickelodeon, the Disney original movie. Let's see. Where was I now? Thoughts on what are your thoughts on gay? Like, you mean like gay marriage? Yeah, I have no problem with anything like that. Like, I'm fully supportive of gay marriage and all that kind of stuff. Like, absolutely no problem whatsoever. Um, they gotta bring back Beyond Belief. I remember hearing about that. I don't think I really watched that. Thoughts on Goosebumps? Yeah, I when I think of Goosebumps, I always think of Afraid of the Dark because Goosebumps came out a little bit after, but I watched both of those ones all the time. Like I love anthologies, like horror anthologies and like horror anthology. I always like when shows too, when it's like every episode's different. So I love that kind of stuff. Could you contact Rob Zombie and get a role in his movies? Um, People like that are hard to get in contact with. You know what I mean? Unless he like knew of my stuff, which who knows if he's seen any of my things? I really don't know. Um, but that'd be really cool. Like I'd love to work with Rob Zombie. That would be like definitely one of those top people to work with. You should do a Halloween double feature on your channel with you hosting it, bearing the copyright issues, of course. Yeah, something like that would be kind of cool. They should remake Hackers. Computers have changed so much. Yeah, bring it back, but still have Matthew Lillard in it. You know what I mean? Playing the same role. Your favorite music videos? Favorite music videos? I don't know. I don't offhand. I can't think of lots of music videos because I don't watch them as much as other ones. A lot of times I just listen to the music, so I don't really pay attention to the videos as much. I guess one I liked, it was kind of like in a mall, was Escalators of Life, and the other one, that Crash Test Dummies one, that one. People go on camping trips, and I also really like. I think also music videos. I did like a lot of Weird Al videos, so those ones are kind of good. Have you ever devoted and seen Devoted and Stuart Little 1 and 2? I've seen Stuart Little 1 and 2. Um, Thoughts on The Fault in Our Stars? That was a good sad movie. One of those ones that you really wouldn't watch too much again. Thought the scariest monster ever. Who's the scariest monster ever? I don't know. I'm not scared as much by monsters. I'm more scared by like real life kind of people. That always kind of creeps me out the most. Like if I ever see like a homeless person that's walking like real in a scary way, because I've been like accosted by a homeless person once with a knife. Then he came up to my car, so that always creeps me out. So there's this one homeless guy I've seen a couple of times. It looks like the homeless character from Dennis the Menace. So that always creeps me out the most. And also if someone's walking behind me really weird, like in It Follows, that always scares me as well. I'm really freaked out by people kind of following me a lot. That always creeps me out the most. Thoughts on R.L. Stine TV shows The Nightmare Room? Yeah, that was very much similar to Goosebumps. I watched a lot of those ones. What do you think about QB? Do you think it's dead? Yeah, QB, I've not heard anyone saying that they got that. I don't know if anyone's paying for that or not, but and I don't think you can watch it on your TV. You have to watch it on your phone. Everything is only like 10 minutes or less. It's like a weird concept. I'm not a big fan of that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys use Tubi or not. Let me know what you think of it. And any of you guys who are coming on now, I'll be on here for like probably about 20 more minutes or so. So if any of you guys have any, super chat questions, feel free to ask anything you guys would like. And like I said, thanks so much for the super chats. They're a big help, so thanks again. But feel free too, if you have any super chat stuff, to ask like, any requests, or if you guys want to promote your YouTube channels or links to anything or any of that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Goriest horror death scene. Goriest horror death scene. I think that one of the goriest scenes ever is in Dead Alive with him with the lawnmower. I feel like that's like one of the top goriest ones that always comes to my mind. Um, do you like the movie Enemy? Yeah, with Jake Gyllenhaal. That's another great movie that you don't hear about at all. It was such a trippy movie. Like I love that movie. Are you gonna watch Power Protect? I have to look that up. I don't know that one. Thoughts on A Few Good Men? That's another one of those classic movies I've never watched. Have you watched a Hotel Mumbai yet? I need to buy that movie. I've not watched that. I don't know if it's on anything like any streaming things for free to watch, but I remember hearing people say how good that is. So I definitely need to watch that. Let's see. Amoeba in Hollywood is closed and empty. Yeah, they're going to be opening up Amoeba in another location, though. They're moving somewhere in Hollywood, I guess like right on the main Hollywood street, I think, is it where it's going to be something like that. But no, I definitely am interested in seeing what the new one looks like when it's open, and if they have as much stuff and all that kind of stuff. Do you like Outback Steakhouse? Yeah, I've been there a couple times throughout the years. I used to get like the shrimp there, I think. The Golden Girls is a great TV show, especially Betty White. Yeah, I watched that a lot growing up. Thoughts on The Shape of Water? That was really good. I liked that a lot. Golden, let's see. Do you think OJ killed her? I don't know. I really don't know. Dummy, Anna Kendrick was funny. What was this in this year's funny in? What movie? What was the most uncomfortable movie you saw with your parents? I don't know. I don't think like anything really I can think of. Maybe like early on, like seeing some like kind of sex comedy or something like that, but nothing like that comes to mind. Did you ever see Fred Savage's Daddy Day Camp? Yeah, he directed that one. I'm pretty sure I watched that. I know I saw Daddy Day Care, but not. I don't know if I did watch Daddy Day Camp. Let's see. I see a $5 super chat from Burke Jones. Do you remember the TV show Night Visions, hosted by Henry Rollins? Night Visions? No, Burke. I don't remember that at all. I always like Henry Rollins though. As an actor though, he's always really good. He was really good in Wrong Turn 3, and he did a movie too where he was the star of it called He Never Died, or He Never Really Died, or something like that, or Never Left, something like that. He was really good in that. Have you ever ordered Odd Job? Odd Job in 1986? I might have ordered that. I don't know. Thoughts on Snowden? I remember watching that. I thought it was okay. Not totally my kind of movie. I see a $10 super chat from Eric D. Thanks so much, Eric D, for the $10 super chat. And he said, what are your thoughts on the Wishmaster movies? I remember seeing the first one in theaters in the late 90s and loving it. Great cameo by Robert Englund. Yeah, the first Wishmaster movie was great. I love the one character too was like the homeless guy in that. He was like a character actor in tons of stuff, tons of different things. The first Wishmaster too had like Reggie Bannister in there as a cameo, as the pharmacist. Yeah, it's like getting Mr. Drythroat now. But yeah, I love the first one. Like I said, The sequels, though, I don't remember them too well. I remember, I think I liked the third one, though. But I don't remember the sequels that well. But the first Wishmaster movie, like I said, was great. And yeah, Robert Englund did have a great cameo in there. But I definitely love the first one, though. And thanks so much, Eric, for the $10 super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats this evening. I really appreciate them. Sean, pretty much, Sean, how do the pretty actresses get hit on or asked out while filming movies? Do actresses that get hit on? I'm sure they do. I've never really witnessed anything like that. Usually, there's so little downtime on certain movies. If it's like you have a lot to film and stuff, there's not really time. But I'm sure that happens and things like that. And a lot of times people do meet on film sets, like, and then they end up getting together and stuff. Um, uh, how have you watched Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back on the reboot? Yeah, I love Jay and Silent Bob. Like I remember seeing Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I think like an early screening of that in theaters, and I think it was like a couple months before it came out. I used to get to see those in Maryland, like really early screenings, like a month or two early. And I remember the other one I got to see really early as well was The Devil's Rejects. Do you read comic books? I haven't in a long time, not in a really long time. Um, Whatever happened to the movie Nicolas Cage, Superman Lives? Yeah, they never ended up making that movie, but that would have been cool seeing Nicolas Cage playing Superman. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Thoughts on Freddy's Nightmares TV show? Yeah, that's a cool show as well. That's another anthology type series hosted by Freddy Krueger. And that's one of those ones that's in the U.S. has never had a physical release. There's never been a DVD. There's never been a Blu-ray. There's been nothing. And I can't believe no one's ever put that out because I know, even though the quality of it would just sort of look not the greatest, because I don't think they have the original prints of it anymore. It just kind of looks whatever from what I've heard. If they did release it, I think people would really buy it. Or if they do like they release Nightmare on Elm Street again in like a big box set, I feel like that would be a great special feature as a exclusive to the set, like the whole series. I think that'd be a really cool thing. Like if Shout Factory did it, I think people would love that. Um, Thoughts on Freaks and Geeks? That was a great series, and it was one of those ones too. I remember when I watched it and it ended. Because it ended like on a cliffhanger, and I was like, man, it really sucks that this show got canceled because it really was a great series. Have you seen the Toolbox Murders, the Toby Hooper remake? I have. I thought that was actually a really good remake. What are your thoughts on the gay scene in It Chapter 2? Yeah, I thought that was a little much. It was a little mean-spirited, but I know it was in the book and everything, but I think it was supposed to show, though, that that hatred and terrible stuff like that brought Pennywise back, and in a way, I guess. I think that's kind of what they were going for with that. Um, I heard they were thinking about a Goonies remake with Adam Sandler crew. That'd be kind of funny. I mean, like, I guess like they'd be as like the grown-ups or something like that. But I'd like if they had the remake and it was just them as adults now, and then they're kids, and somehow something happens and they get like and maybe they find another treasure map. I don't know. That's fine. I think they haven't done it, so I don't think they know what they would do with it. Are you still do you still watch Asian horror films, Western Corridors, and Tale of Two Sisters? I have seen Tale of Two Sisters. I've never seen the other one though. Outer Limits is better than Twilight Zone. Have you seen it? Yeah, I got recently the box set of the original series. I also really like the '80s Outer Limits series as well. Do a Pennywise the Clown video shoot again. A Pennywise the dancing clown, and you're Georgie. So now we know each other, correct? Yeah, I need to bring back that character again. Ever watched Creeped Out on Netflix? It's kind of like a new Goosebumps. Creeped Out? No, I didn't even hear of that. I need to watch that. Thoughts on Divergent? Yeah, that's one of those movies. It's one of those things that we'll never see how it ended. You know, because it ended like they didn't finish the series. It was supposed to be one more movie, and they took too long shooting them, and then they didn't. The last one didn't do well and had bad effects in it, and they just canned the whole thing. It just sucks. It's like left up in the air, never finished. Is John Candy still your biggest inspiration? Is he the reason you became an actor? And what films do you think he would be in if they came out today? No, I think I see someone like John Candy, Chris Farley, all those kind of people that were heavier actors too, especially since I was heavier when I was younger. Heavier up until 2014, I was over 450 pounds. So anyone that was like a heavier actor was always inspiration to me. Anyone, and just in general. But I always wonder that, like with John Candy, like what he would be in, and I feel like who knows, he could have been like on sitcoms, like he could have been the star of King of Queens. You know what I mean? Like you really wonder. Like I do think he would have probably gone into doing some sort of sitcom work. I could see that though. And I see a $2 super chat from Matthew Rodriguez. Thanks so much, Matthew Rodriguez, for the $2 super chat donation. And like I said, guys, thanks again for the super chats this evening. I really appreciate them so much. They've been a huge help, so thanks again. And he says, your thoughts on Blair Witch Project ending? Yeah, I remember when I first saw that. It was like everyone was always talking about, what do you think happened here and all this? I liked it. I thought it was a pretty cool ending. Sometimes you like endings too when something isn't like explained as much and kind of up in the air. And I don't know, I liked it. I haven't watched Blair Witch the original though in so many years. I feel like too, it kind of like got oversaturated at the time because there were so many Blair Witch parodies. I'm sure you guys remember, like right when Blair Witch came out, they made parody after parody after parody of Blair Witch. I mean, there were so many, and there was like some of them were bigger ones, some of them were these super strange direct to video, direct to like VHS kind of ones. But there was a lot. It was kind of like Blair Witch took over. They even made like I mean, so many ones, but I watched a lot of them. A lot of them though. Let's see. Hotel Mumbai is on Hulu. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I do have Hulu, so maybe I could watch Hotel Mumbai on there. Thoughts on mid '90s? I thought mid '90s was pretty good. It was kind of like like kids kind of movie. Let's see. What what is the worst video rental store you've been to? I remember you and Danny went to one with the graffiti and the sundress covers. Yeah, there was a video store that was like in an old like church or something like that that I think it's out of business now, but it was so dusty. It was like covered with dust everywhere. I remember we had like algae attack afterwards, and our fingers were all like so all black with dust. It was like a mess. That was probably one of the worst ones. But out of all the rental chains, I don't know if there was like a rental chain that I didn't like because my favorite though was always Blockbuster though. But then a little later on, Hollywood Video I started like going to too because they used to sell a lot more stuff. I used to get a lot of really good stuff, a lot of horror movies and stuff for sale there. So I used to go and do just trips to Hollywood Video at least a couple times a month looking for old used stuff. I think I used to do that like after school and things. And I see a $2 super chat from Burke Jones. Do you remember the TV network Chiller? No, I used to love Chiller, Burke. They used to play some of my movies on there too, so I always liked them even more because they used to play. I saw the Sasquatch on there, and they played that all the time. I mean, it was on there so often. Same with Banshee. Both those ones played there a lot. Um, let's see here. You need to see Night Visitors 1989 and Ghost Dance. I think I've seen Ghost Dance. Thoughts on the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson? I'm excited to see it. I definitely am excited to see it. The new location Amoeba is in Vine. The new Amoeba would not be 2 stories, so it's definitely going to be smaller. Yeah, I don't know how far it goes back or anything like that, but I'm interested in seeing it though. Thoughts on national security and Matthew Lawrence, with Martin Lawrence. I haven't watched that in forever, but that was really good though. Would you watch Cannibal Holocaust with your family? My dad would probably look at it. My mom would not like it though, because it's too super gory, and they definitely would not like the animal stuff. They'd have that. I would show them if they ever looked at that movie. I'd show them the version that censors out the animal stuff. Um, do you ever watch Cherry 2000? I've never seen that one. Thoughts on Caligula? Another one I've never watched. Do you watch Mr. Parker? Yeah, Mr. Parker is cool. I've watched his videos throughout, like his reviews and that kind of stuff throughout the years. Have you seen Evils of the Night? Yeah, I have the Blu-ray of that one. That's like a really goofy, weird movie, but I do have that one. I have a phobia of roaches because of Creepshow. Is there a movie that gave you a phobia? Probably the Jaws for the sharks. Because I used to go on the beach and I used to not be scared of the water, and then I got so paranoid after Jaws. And then also the movie called Savage Bees, and that was about killer bees. And I saw that as a little kid. I rented that at Blockbuster, and that creeped me out. So I used to be so scared of bees as a kid, even up until like I don't know, like a long time. I had a bad fear of bees, and I remember I got stung by a wasp right by my nuts. I think I leaned against like a water fountain, and the wasp like stung by my nuts, and so that freaked me out as well as a kid. So I got scared of wasps and stuff like that too. Anything like that, but definitely Savage Bees and Jaws were the 2 big ones. And I see a $5 super chat from Eric D. Thanks so much, Eric D, for the $5 super chat. Have you ever seen the movie Black Cadillac with Randy Quaid? Very underrated horror movie, in my opinion. I actually have that, Eric, but I've never watched it. I've heard a lot of really good things about it, but I need to finally watch that damn movie. I don't know why I never have. because I've heard a lot of good things about it. So thanks so much, Eric, for the super chat. And I see Matthew Rodriguez um, gave a $2 super chat. Any recommendations for torture or gory movies? Torture or gory movies? Like I'm trying to think of like lesser known ones, like Live Feed, which is kind of like with this a Ryan Nicholson movie. That's kind of like a hostile film. So that's probably one that I would say is like kind of like a torture one, like gory ones. Like I was saying, Dead Alive is like one of the top gory movies. What are some other like super gory movies? I'm trying to think of like other ones that come to mind that are really really gory. It's hard to say like other like really it's hard to say. Leave in the comments below, guys, other torture or super gory ones that come to mind. But it's always hard to come like get them out of my head. Cannibal Holocaust is a good one though. If you guys have never seen, if you've never seen that, or Cannibal Ferox, those are both really gory. Green Inferno, which is another one. You know, the recent one directed by Eli Roth, cannibal film. And I see a $5 super chat from Joe Saradazian. So it's Joel Elsieradazan gave a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Joel, for the $5 super chat. Yo, Sean, huge fan for years. What is your favorite Jack Nicholson performance? Love you and your content, man. Well, thanks so much for the support, Joel. I really appreciate it. Um, Probably my favorite is always The Shining. Like I just love that movie so much. But I also really love him and as good as it gets, playing this guy who has all these idiosyncrasies and like checking like the doors, and I do that a lot too, like making sure things are shut and locked. But he like checks it a million times, and he's like check his keys, and I don't know. I really like that movie. I thought that was like a good performance from him, as just playing this guy who had all these different, problems and obsessions about certain things that would drive him crazy. So those are probably some of my favorite ones of his. Thoughts on Cheaper by the Dozen? That was pretty much a remake of Yours, Mine, and Ours, kind of. But I thought that was that a remake, or was there another one called? I think that actually wasn't a remake. I think it might have been a remake of something else. But I thought it was okay, the first one. I didn't watch it too much though. Thoughts on Racing Stripes? I never watched Racing Stripes. Fast Food Nation, thoughts on that one? I hardly remember that. Have you ever gotten into a fight before and uppercut some fool in the Shadow Realm? No, I've never been in a fight. I've never have. I've been like in arguments with people about stuff, but never like a fist fight or anything like that. Did you see Employee of the Month and Notes on a Scandal? Yeah, Employee of the Month with Dane Cook. I like that movie. And Jessica Simpson. I know it's not the greatest, but I thought that was a cool movie. I like the setting. It's in like a Costco, and it's just basically all in a Costco with all trying to be like the best employee, with him and Dax Shepard fighting for the employee position. Um, I see one thing says, "Do you think 3D will make a comeback?" I don't think so, because the TVs though don't put the 3D on the TVs anymore. And I think when they got rid of the TVs having 3D, that was a bad thing, because you don't really, I don't know if any of them, if they produce any 3D TVs at all anymore. Serial killer Jason Voorhees is the best serial killer in history. No, Jason Voorhees is great. Do you get married? Martins Go Home. The Martians Go Home. I remember hearing about that with Randy Quaid. I probably watched it as a kid though. You should watch Spree movie if you want something you never knew or you never seen. Yeah, I saw the trailer for Spree. That one looks actually really pretty cool though. I need to watch that though. And guys, I'll be on here now for 3 more minutes. So if you guys have any last minute questions or any last minute super chat questions or anything like that, like I said, I'll be on here for 3 more minutes. And I see a $5 super chat here from Captain Horror. I just rewatched one of your classic collection videos. Does it feel cool that people feel nostalgic about your videos the same way they are about movies? No, it is kind of cool, Captain Horror. Like you said, that I've done them for so long now that people like have like favorite early ones that I've done, and yeah, it is a cool thing. It's I guess like anything that's been around for a long time, that can happen. And since I've been doing videos on here now since 2007 or 2006, it's been a really long time. And it's weird to think too how like I've kind of documented and talked about literally for the most part like 95% of everything I've ever watched since 2006, 2007. Like I've talked because of the DVD updates and the Tuesday shopping videos and then the standalone movie reviews and all that kind of stuff throughout the years. I pretty much talked about everything. So it's so weird to think that I've like kind of told about everything I've really watched. It's kind of a weird thing to think. Do cake and ice cream on your birthday? Cake and ice cream? Um, I have cake sometimes. I haven't had cake in a long time, like for a birthday. Maybe this year I have like a cupcake or something like that. Sometimes that's what we would get, like little kind of cupcake kind of stuff. Uh, do you still buy Dunkin' Donuts? Yeah, we get Dunkin' Donuts every so often. They just opened up a Krispy Kreme around here as well. I don't get them too often. Maybe like once or twice a month we get them. Um, let's see here. Have you seen Seinfeld? I have seen Seinfeld. Is Little Monsters a good movie? Yeah, that's an amazing movie. Little Monsters is finally coming to Blu-ray in a month or two from Vestron Video, so I cannot wait for that. It's gonna have a whole ton of features and stuff on there, brand new special features and all that stuff. Um, Speaking of Reggie Bannister, have you ever worked or met him? Yeah, Reggie Bannister's a really nice guy. I talked to him and his wife a lot. I met them at conventions. We were both in the same one movie together called Disaster Wars, but I didn't get to meet him because he filmed his stuff at a different day. But yeah, we were in that movie. So if you guys want to see something that Reggie Bannister's in that I'm in, watch Disaster Wars. Have you been watching the Run uh, 2005 Spanish horror from DVD from Lionsgate? I've not seen that one. Thoughts of the Curse of La Llorona? That's one I thought was all right. I didn't love it. Feed. Someone said Feed for gore. Yeah, Feed was a pretty gory movie. Headless. Yeah, that's definitely super gory. Hatchet. Yeah, you're right. Hatchet, super gory. Um, let's see. Thoughts on the underground comedy movie. Is it still good? I hadn't watched that one since that first release. That was kind of like a parody movie, but I remember thinking it was kind of good. I think Yucko the Clown and stuff like that were on it. But anyway, though, guys, I've been on here now for 2 hours. Thanks so much for coming on and chatting this evening. And I will be on Sunday as well. So hope to chat with some of you guys on Sunday as well. But anyway, though, guys, thanks so much for watching and hope you guys have a great evening. And I'll see you guys later.